Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
Jam-packed episode. We got the second round of the playoffs starting. We got some people season ending. We got game sevens. We got Gregg Popovich stepping away from coaching. We got Matt Ishbia hiring Matt Ishbia to be the GM of the Phoenix Suns. So much and more on today's episode. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let's get into it, fellas. How we feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. How you feeling?
Cannot complain, man. Sun is out for the first time in like 5 days, and that's enough for me to feel good.
The sun was out this morning?
See, didn't even feel it.
Yeah, the sun is out right
I
now.
don't know
always
why.
come out in the morning.
It was so cool. I remember. I kind of feel like it was cloudy,
No,
but I honestly didn't even know.
He was peeking through, man. That was enough.
right and early.
That was enough.
He always there too. There's a lot of people that give up on you. He always gonna be there.
The clouds sometimes get in his way.
That's
though.
like the Mock Homie song.
What?
The sun always comes. The Ray Stella theory. You gotta.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
Gotta lock in.
You locked in?
Yeah.
Okay. KB locked in, then I need to lock in.
Murder season again. Hey, you know how I'm feeling, KB?
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling real good because I am a big fan of spending other people's money. And so they might not, that's too far for them to see. I'm wearing a Dom Kennedy hoodie. His company.
I didn't know Dom Kennedy was still around.
Yeah, hell
Okay,
yeah.
Shout out to Dom Kennedy.
His company is other people's money. So I threw this on today because I'm going to spend y'all money today. Shout out to you for picking against the Knicks again. Same time next year.
He don't even got your money.
And then shout out to you, who I hope have my money, while you saying he don't have my money.
He gave it to you already?
No. But I just know that there's no way he want to have that interest go up. So
You got it?
3 backwards hats today. Let me fix that.
Do I have it?
this is a snap, so I can't
that a
wear
fake
it. I feel like
question?
if you wear a snap like this, look at the brim, bro.
Yeah, that is
This
crazy.
shit look crazy. You
Yeah.
have
What
to
you
wear
about
it
to
backwards.
kickflip? Like,
Right.
that type of shit
You
around
have
here.
to wear your snap backwards. At least these type of stuff.
Is that a fake question, D Mills?
No, that was a real question.
What did he ask?
Do I got the money?
Oh, well, I'm gonna hold both hands out, and y'all gonna put money in them. Nothing else but money. It came out the stank ass wallet. I wanted my shit in the rubber band.
I had this over to him, man.
Thank you.
Free campaign build on me.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
make
you
sure
do
it's real.
Do you even know how to check it?
I see that face right here.
Do you see the $100? You should
Right
see the
here.
$100 bar. Yeah.
Let me
think
count
it's
this
clean. I think
again.
it's clean.
He
I
might
think
be
it's
$1 short.
He had all 20 somebody. He $1 short.
I thought about shorting you, but
Now you knew better. You got your motherfucking legs shorted. Came back to the podcast. Damn sure ain't 6'3". 5'11".
He would have been 6'3" on one side, 5'11" on the other.
Yeah. All right, it's easy to trick him. Invite him to a steakhouse.
oh, you crazy.
Gonna be Danny. You're gonna meet Danny for dinner. Thank you, sir.
They don't even get that, but that's hilarious.
Imagine somebody shortening you as a form of punishment. Is decrease your height.
Oh, you don't watch
Danny
mob
might
movies?
do more than just decrease your height. That's a strong man right there.
You don't watch mob movies?
No, not really.
It's that's Godfather where the man wake up, he take the blanket off, he ain't got no legs. He done went into sleep and chopped this shit off.
How do you?
He slept right through it.
That's insane to sleep through that.
that melatonin do stuff. Man.
Boy woke up with no legs.
I want to say happy anniversary to the Rodney Hood game.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He didn't
That's-
wake up with no legs. I think they put his horse's legs.
Yeah, it was
in
like
the
a
bed.
horse head.
Oh yeah. So that's why. But Rodney Hood, yeah, former Blazer, man.
That's
Can we
actually
name
crazy.
every team Rodney Hood played for?
What made you want to
check
bring up
that?
that game?
Because today is the anniversary.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
it was just so
really
random.
good game. Yeah.
So he played for the Jazz,
Play for the Jazz, play for the Trailblazers, obviously.
the Trailblazers.
He played for the Nets.
The Nets came to my mind.
I feel like it's the
Did
team
he
that
play
came to
for the
mind was
Warriors?
the Nets, the Heat.
I don't know if he. I don't think he played.
Let's kill this experiment, because I have no idea.
I mean, it's just a quick Google search away.
Bro.
I haven't really thought about Rodney Hood until this
Rodney
morning.
Hood played for the Jazz. He played for the Blazers. I feel like he played for the Warriors.
I can see the Warriors.
I don't.
Something a part of me is
He's
saying
played for
Nets, too.
6 teams.
Okay.
6?
I can see the Warriors in
He
there.
played for the Pistons.
I think he played for the Warriors that year where they won like 15 games or whatever.
There's no Pistons in here, no Warriors.
Really?
No.
Name the teams.
Are we thinking about Alec Burks so we can bind in the playoffs?
I think y'all are. It's
okay.
Utah, Cleveland,
Cleveland.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh,
Portland, Toronto, Milwaukee, and LA. Or Clippers.
I do not.
I don't remember him as
Those
that brought.
last 3 stops got nothing.
But we all know.
Did he
what
play a
college-
whole season with the Bucks?
We all know what college he went to, though, right?
Yes, we do.
Mike looking at that reference, scrolling.
Yeah, he went to Mississippi.
Hell no.
But no, he played one full season with the Bucks.
He played
What was it he traded?
39 games.
39 games. Wow.
Is that the bubble? Why do I half remember it being in the bubble?
No, that's 2022.
The bubble was
Damn,
what,
that
the
was
Raptors?
recent.
He was in Portland in the bubble.
Okay, makes sense because the anniversary time is close to the bubble, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. Shout out to Rodney Hood, man. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, hope you're doing well. Rodney Hood had a really good game. He had injuries and stuff, but like just player for player style, he can get buckets.
Beautiful lefty.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
he had
lefty
that
game.
That's why he had that crazy game because the Blazers was in triple overtime and they needed somebody who could just do something.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
like
Dame and
Rodney Hood
CJ
a
was
lot.
tired as hell.
I liked Rodney Hood a lot.
All right.
Yeah. I remember that Cavs team. That's when the Cavs had everything.
Yeah, they had
and
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy game for Rodney Hood in general. All right, before we get into like the meat of the episode, let's see what Mike got for Drop the Mic.
A new generation of Toyota drivers are here, and they want you to know one thing. You can't stop my drive. Toyota, let's go places. Today's Drop the Mic presented by Toyota. Who would you take as the first person to drop 50 these playoffs?
Anthony Edwards.
We've had a couple.
Yeah,
We had
a couple 40s already.
Yeah, a lot of like high 30s, but we haven't really got to that 50-point game. And part of me kind of thinks it won't happen because it's been so much trapping and then so much that like everybody but this person.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the high 30s and 40-point games, people are making some crazy shots. And to do that over the course, you might have to do that over the course of the whole game to get that 50.
Yeah, it's either crazy shots or getting to the foul line 20 times.
Mhm.
That's tough, man. I don't know if we will
I
for
think
that
it's
reason
probably
alone.
Anthony Edwards or Jokic.
Jalen Brunson's got to have a case. I
Not
mean, like,
against the Celtics.
If they got any chance to win more than a game, he probably needs to drop a 50 piece.
like,
For real.
and part of it is just game plan for them because, I mean, if the game is close, the ball is just in his hands. Like, there's no other game plan except for letting him rock.
Yeah.
My candidates go Donovan Mitchell. It's also his anniversary from when he scored over half the points for his team when he dropped 50 last year on Game 6. So Donovan Mitchell is a candidate for that. Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Jokic in Game 7, I guess.
Jokic definitely got a chance.
And that's
The one
kinda
guy
it.
the one guy who does it like quietly every other year or so.
It's
Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It have to be a Game 7 for Tatum to want to turn up like that. But yeah.
Give me Tatum. It's just that the Knicks are gonna. I don't know, because the Knicks are gonna give up so many threes, but he also is gonna get their best defenders.
Mm-hmm.
So he's never really gonna have a possession where it ain't.
OG or McHale.
Yeah, but based on how we saw earlier in the season, or in the regular season, it don't really matter because the screen and.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cat gonna be guarding like he did in that game 1 where he just sitting back and letting them step right into threes. But regardless of all that, I think if I had to put money on anybody, I think the best candidate is Jokic because the back is against the wall. It's Game 7. He's the best player in the world. And then if they win the series, they go on to play OKC. Donovan Mitchell I like too because he's going against the Pacers, who are a really good team. But I don't see anybody on the Pacers that really stops him from doing what he wants to do. And then you always got this Game 7 Steph, like the Kings. The
Or
Kings.
Game 7 Jalen Green.
He was part of the reason that I wanted to ask.
Never seen it before.
He was part of the reason I wanted to ask this question because he's one of the people that came to mind was like, who could drop 50? And it's like, obviously Steph, but the way that they're guarding him, I don't know what he finished with, maybe 27 last night. He took 23 shots to get him, and every shot he took was damn near contested
Bro,
as hell.
yeah.
That was the first game in the series where he kind of forced his shot.
That's
but
right.
he had
And they
to.
needed to.
Yeah,
they literally needed
I was
him
really
to.
in Discord, man. I was like, what the? I was really complaining. I was like, what are these shots that Steph are taking?
Bro, he's got no choice unless he wants
Yeah.
to take 10 shots on the game.
This is what happened when you punt an entire playoff game. Game 5, they didn't come. They might as well not have played the starters at all in game number 5.
Yep.
Like we cool. We go back home in game 6 and we'll be able to tidy this series up.
They said during the broadcast that Steve Kerr was saying that he's basically explaining about the travel and everything going back and forth or whatever. And he's like, yeah, we got the longest flight and our players are old, so we got to make sure they all ready. And that just happened to be the game that they got their ass buzzed. And then they ended up sitting for like the last
San Francisco to
12
Texas
minutes.
is that long of a flight?
He's comparing it to the rest of the playoffs.
Oh, I guess.
What do you mean? You guess?
I mean, yeah, but I was just thinking in general, like, is
It's
it
probably like 2 hours if I
Yeah.
had to guess.
so like that long?
Let's- I guess
It
we'll
might
see,
be
yeah.
the longest flight, but
Is
like
it though?
3 hours 19 minutes is what Austin is saying.
But what about from
not
Minnesota
that
to
bad.
Los Angeles?
Oh, what the? Yeah, hello. That's definitely probably 3
Yeah.
hours 40 minutes or something. Yeah.
Either
Probably
way.
about the same.
about the same. So
What
If-
about? Is there anything else we missing?
Well, they ain't have to travel that much in that series, if you know what I mean. That shit was wrapped up real quick.
Milwaukee, Indiana, they drive. They
Yeah,
drive
they
into
just
each
drive
other.
that.
Cleveland to Miami, 2 hours, and
And again, only one trip because we
Sweet,
took care of
yeah.
business.
yeah,
so I guess.
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
part of it.
Yeah, it's just part of the
he
game.
wasn't talking
The
about
Rockets damn
he
sure
wasn't
don't
talking about no
care.
flight travel when they was winning championships. They had Kevin Durant, and they still, they're still the Warriors. They still have a strong chance.
They're
strong
probably
case.
still a favorite going into game 7.
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me. They are my favorite to win, just because realistically, I just think it's hard to imagine Jimmy and Steph just not really coming out and setting a tone in a game 7.
I felt that way the last couple of games.
I felt like that yesterday, and yeah, it didn't happen. But I feel like back against the wall, we got to win this game. I just feel like that's
Like Jimmy Butler can get to the line 20 times in a game 7 or something along.
Yeah, and
like
Steph
that.
Curry can get 10 threes for you.
Hey, I'm
kind of rooting for the underdog. I can't lie.
My money,
The higher seeded underdog.
my money is on the Rockets. I picked the Rockets from the get-go, so I'm sticking with the Rockets. And just from an analysis standpoint, because I talked about picking the teams with the quote-unquote better top talent, hasn't panned out. From some of these games, the Warriors haven't given me anything to like trust.
Yeah.
The only thing that they have is they had the 3-1 lead. It's easier to win one
Yeah.
out of the last 3 than all 3. So you always have that, but it's like
that
The
double big
offense has
lineup
been
is
honest.
it's killing them.
It's killing
the
them.
Rockets' offense has honestly been looking a little better than the Warriors' offense.
Well,
Which
that's
is a
'cause
damn
they're-
shame.
It
because
is a damn shame.
Yeah.
The one thing they're using is that zone is essentially helping catapult their offense.
Mhm.
And like Steven Adams is a dog on offensive board, so if you're able to get extra possessions against this smaller team, that does nothing but help your offense too. So that
And-
zone has definitely slowed down that Warriors offense and kind of like clunked things up a little bit for them.
I like also that Ime is like, foul him. He gonna make him, he gonna miss him, but foul him. Because in the Pistons game, they did that in one of the games to us, and Thibs took out Mitch Robinson. He was like, yo, we can't do this.
Mhm.
But Ime, for the most part, is like, shit,
Yeah.
go ahead. You know what I mean? Like, I got
He
I got
did it in game.
and they,
game 4.
yeah.
and they, yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're like, shit, I have to do what I got to
Yeah,
do. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And it
So,
worked out because 2 of the times when Steven Adams missed the second free throw,
They got it again.
Şengün
Yeah.
got a tip in for one, they got fouled for another one. So it's extra points. So you just I understand the idea behind a 53% free throw shooter, hack 'em, and that just calms things down because if he hits half of them and we come down and hit a 3, then that's a positive transaction. Just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask
disrupts
y'all.
momentum for your offensive flow and everything too.
And you're letting Houston get set in a lot of these cases as well. And I feel like the Warriors' best offense is when the Houston Rockets aren't set up. That's for that zone to be that deadly against 3 Hall of Famers is insane. Draymond Green looks awful on the offensive side of the ball in the series.
Well, yeah, because like it limits everything that he's good at.
Yeah.
With the dribble handoffs, there's always someone there.
And some of those sneaky passes that he's able to do, he can't do
Yeah,
because
that's
there's
not-
so many hands here in
Then-
Houston.
Then
Yeah.
they putting Fred on him, so when he does the dribble handoff, Fred slides right to Steph.
Yeah, exactly.
And my
So-
least favorite thing about Draymond's game is his way of, like, if he gets a pass, let's say in the dunker spot, instead of trying to make a layup, he's looking for contact
Yes.
every single time.
He did that earlier.
He's made some lucky ones in this series.
He did
too.
the one against the Clippers that got them to the point where they were the 7th seed. I know
Yeah.
y'all remember that one. And then he did one last night where it's a breakaway.
He's a breakaway,
It's
yes.
a breakaway, and he stops and it bounces
Jumps
backwards
backwards.
for contact, and he doesn't get it, and he misses the layup, and he does Draymond Green things, thinking he got fouled. Like that's so frustrating because You're an NBA player. Just make the layup.
Yeah, it's a breakaway layup.
Just
Yeah,
make the
that's-
layup.
And on some, and another
The
thing
layup's
about,
not even the most frustrating thing about Draymond playing this series,
Oh, my
bro.
God.
So
it ain't. They have also gotten some timely shots from GP3 or was it GP2? I always
GP2.
they got some big.
I always be.
It's Gary Payton II.
Yeah, Gary Payton is GP2. GP3 sounds decent though. GP3,
He'll be
Uh,
in the league soon.
but GP2, he hit some big shots for them in this series that I don't know if they're going to be able to consistently rely on. And again, shout out to Ime, where it's like, hey, I'm not guarding y'all, and I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yes, exactly what
that-
he's
Odds,
doing.
none of them.
Yeah,
dudes.
that is
Bro,
my.
it didn't even feel like for shooters. He's saying, you know what? We'll
I love the
anybody but
philosophy.
Steph.
Anybody but
That's
Steph.
what
Yeah.
I hate to be doing it. But that's what me and Mike have tried to tell people a lot in the
In
little
them
pro-am or
runs, yeah.
runs or whatever. It's like you got somebody who's really killing you and you got to really focus on. It's like, man, if that other dude, if AirPods hit 3 threes, so be it.
Yeah.
But we not shifting the defense to allow Steph to have his way because we giving too much attention to AirPods. It's like, no, we're going to respect them, but to a certain degree. So, yeah, man. And then last night, it was certain times of the game where Jimmy was just non-existent for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He started off, I don't want to say the third or fourth quarter where he scored like 6 straight points. Like, okay, here comes Jimmy Butler. But I think if
Was one of those shots that little lucky ass? I'm trying to
Oh
get
yeah,
fouled?
yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah.
just
I-
that
I
shit
think
was crazy.
part of it is just he's not able to hit his jumper at all. Like his.
But the fact he's even attempting a jumper bothers me. If you have 10 possessions as a team that ends in a Draymond Green 3 or a Jimmy Butler 3, you're playing into the hands of the other team.
Yeah.
And that's
Especially
what happened
when
last night.
Draymond making them.
I said the worst thing that could happen to the Warriors is Draymond hits his first
He hit
three.
that
Goal,
first one.
fool's
He
goal,
hit
And then
yeah.
the very
first-
next possession, he tried
Because
another.
during those
Yeah.
possessions on everything, I'm screaming at myself like, why, Draymond? If nobody's in your vicinity, I think who is it said? Doris Burke on the broadcast said nobody's in his zip code. Boy, if you don't go find Steph and set him a screen, who's gonna help if nobody's guarding you?
But
you just
he's
sitting
so
there
used
waiting
to-
for a three.
But
just like-
they're not in man, Mike. So him going to set a screen. Sometimes you can screen on his own, but sometimes it's just like I'm just not even gonna move. I
There's
already know
sometimes
someone else is shifting over.
when you're not providing no space, you have to find a way to move and get some shit open.
yeah, you do.
Like,
you still have to attack and screen his own, but sometimes it's just
He just
it's easier
standing
said than
there,
done.
just standing there. He's gonna end up with the ball late for like a 3, or he's gonna have to create with like a couple seconds left, and it's just not it.
The scariest thing about the Warriors right now is that they're going into Game 7 and they still don't know what they want to do. Every single game is a different
Different
lineup.
lineup, yeah.
Every single game is a different substitution scheme. So even if they win Game 7, hey, you're going against the Minnesota Timberwolves next round, who know who they are and also a really big ass team. If you somehow beat them, guess what? You got OKC or the Denver Nuggets or the Clippers in the next round. Like the idea of this team winning a championship this season is thrown out the window because we now see the glaring issues with the size. It's the end of the small ball era. Your favorite team. Oh, we don't need no center. Man, fuck Mark Williams. He'll be all right.
Hey,
That
on some
dog-
real shit, no. I told the NBA world that we was back to the old lineups. I've been seeing on Twitter. No, the power forward and
It's
the
coming
center
back.
is back. It is back.
And Draymond, the one that took it away.
It is back. We had that conversation on here like a year ago, and we
Yeah.
was going through. And I said, "Hey, it's kind of getting back." And I remember you was like, "Is he a power forward? Is he a power?" We like, "Yeah, boom, boom, boom."
You know
boom."
what? Was
But I
my
think
kind
you
of like
still will see
theory
like the
too with it?
hybrid fours though. They're like similar to like Paolo, where Paolo plays a style of like a 3-man, but he essentially will play the 4.
I look at
He
him as
big
a
as hell,
legitimate
man.
4.
He's what,
He is a
6'8",
40.
No, he's not 6'8". He's like 6'10".
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess when he's standing
Yeah.
next to people that are also big.
I
He's
categorize
like
him as a
250.
straight
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, no, he is a power forward, but his skill set is more of what we would consider like a 3.
My theory is like
Why you say that?
Just because he handles the balls a lot, he creates it for himself.
But I
He's-
think 4s
he
have
is-
been able to do that for a while now. Melo was a 4.
in his prime, though, he was a 3.
I think,
What?
He was a 3.
Yeah, he was
He
a
was
3 in his
but
prime.
his prime is in New York where he played the 4 as well.
He
He-
played-
I
he
would
played
still
a lot of
consider him a
three, though,
three,
with-
though.
Yeah, he played a
He
lot.
did. I'm not questioning his 3, but when you talk about Melo's prime, that goes into New York too,
I would still consider
where
him
he
a
was
3.
kind of more of a hybrid. That's why I would consider a hybrid because he definitely in Denver was a 3. He also played a 3 in New York as well.
Yeah.
though, when it was him, Maury, Tyson.
But then once I saw
But he
the-
also
then-
played the 4.
Yeah, and then once the game started to shift towards playing like a skilled 4, then yeah, he shifted down to the 4. and-
Duncan had a skill game as a 4.
I think once you get older, it's easier to scale down. We've talked about
That's
that
true.
before.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
KG had a skill game as the 4. So did Bosch. Now, I'm not saying that they were what Paolo is because,
Yeah.
like you just said, the game has evolved a lot. But Millsap had a skill game. Boozer had a skill game as fours. Now
They
again,
skill game is just like
it's
different.
game.
Yeah.
So
I was
I'm
gonna say
not,
the skill feels like it kind of modernized a little bit more.
Yeah,
before.
skill
It's
is
caught up.
higher.
It's just caught up.
exactly in every
Yeah.
position. I think skill is going up because back then point guards used to set the offense. Now your point guard can lead your team in scoring. But yeah, I think Paolo is a 4, bro.
Yeah.
I think a hybrid would be Tatum because they play Tatum as a 4, but
Tatum can.
he's a 3. to
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Shout out to the Rockets. I know we just talked a lot about the Warriors being shit.
Shout out to Jabari Smith Jr.
He's
Oh,
amazing.
Jabari
That's
Smith
perfect.
Jr. has
That's
been
perfect,
on
'cause
a
I
He
wanna-
burner.
can't miss.
The question I wanted to ask y'all is just who is y'all genuinely been impressed with this playoffs? I was gonna say again, Sengun. I mentioned him last podcast, but not even just stat wise, but his ability to be a leader on the court. We already know that the Rockets have like a rough half court offense, but he's the dude that's always getting everybody set. He's a dude that I feel like when people are panicking and kind of just doing whatever on offense, he's the guy that's like, yo, let me get the ball, gives it to Fred, gives it to Jalen, and he kind of gets everything set. I see a lot of things. I see a lot more similarities like Jokic type of style where he could literally kind of help run your offense. Obviously, Jokic does it to a higher degree, but I've been super impressed with Sengun, and going forward, I think I'll look at him a little bit differently, like in a positive way.
My
How
answer
did you
to
look
that-
at him before?
I knew he was good. I think part of me, like when you look at the Rockets, you look at Jalen and Sengun, is like, who is going to stand out from who got paid in those contracts? Sengun has been like, he's been worth every damn penny.
I mean, for me, it's Julius Randle. I had low expectations for Julius Randle coming into this playoffs, and then also he just recently had a baby too, and like,
Oh, that helps.
so like, the fact that he was laying on a hospital bed and still coming out and putting on these performances, pretty damn impressive.
Shout out to the Randall family.
Yeah.
My answer to this would probably be Tobias Harris, who was really good in that series for what it was
Oh
worth.
yeah,
Think
Tobias
about,
Harris was a phenomenal.
You know, his end in Philly was a 0-point game, and then in this series, sometimes he held his own against Karl Anthony Towns. Sometimes when the team needed a little spark, he was giving them a 15-point quarter. Also, the last couple games of Nicholas Batum has been amazing. You know, they said, fuck Ben Simmons. We don't need him. We'd rather just run it small in these 4 minutes where there's no Jokic and no Zubac. And Batum had a couple great defensive possessions the other game to force a Game 7. So those would be my big 2.
My 2 is now I'm interested to see how free
You and
agency,
Gordon too.
how free agency is going to go. Bro, I know they want to keep him. And maybe it's me because I watched every game intently because my team was involved. What Dennis Schroeder did for the Detroit Pistons in that series, I just can't wait to see what the offseason is going to be for him in the free agency market because Dennis Schroeder is so damn good when he is your backup point guard, man. And he was able to push the pace for them. And on both sides, he upped the tempo, which is a coach's dream in the playoffs. It didn't work in the overall sense of the series because Brunson ended up being so good. But it doesn't minimize what Dennis Schroeder is able to do. Full court pressing him. He has swagger. He has confidence. He has attitude. He pushes the pace on offense. He held teammates accountable. It was so many times you see little different things. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You need that. And then what he was able to do for Cade, and I remember talking about it on a podcast, like, I want to see, and it was during when they was drafting, like, I wanted to see them get somebody that would be able to allow Cade to do other things and not always have the pressure of bringing the ball up and getting them organized and sitting at the top of the key. And he did that. But I think also what he did in the playoffs, other teams are going to be like, man, we might want that. And it's going to, make it a little bit more challenging for Detroit to stay. But it seemed like everybody on that locker room want to be back. So I hope that he is able to get back. But Dennis Schroeder, for a guy that got traded multiple times this season, was really damn good in the playoffs for a young team. And again, I can't talk about – I think it's good for young people to watch the playoffs when they want to be basketball players because the confidence of some of these players is unreal. Dennis Schroeder took a game-winning shot, a 3, in Madison Square Garden and fucking made it when he was on the court with Cade Cunningham. A lot of players do not want that. They're not looking for that, and that's why they don't make the shots when they end up having to take it because they don't even want the shot. He made that shot and was like, what up? Like, I love that. And then the next person, not to be too obvious, but I know how Twitter feel and what they saying. I just can't believe the shit that Jalen Brunson does. I couldn't believe him on that baseline falling down,
Yeah, that was-
keeping
bro,
his balance
that's-
going up.
Yeah.
I can't believe when a person gets the ball at his size, the entire
That's-
gym
that's
knows he's
why
getting the rock,
when
and he
the-
did that to a star and then made the three.
And
I
they
can't
building.
believe it.
And they building. To
And
send
they
them
building.
home.
Is that the? Let's be hyperbolic. Is that the biggest shot in Knicks history?
No.
At least of our lifetime, it's got to
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, of your viewing experience, because I think there's an Allen Houston shot that parlayed them to get to the NBA Finals at a once upon a
be.
time.
Is that
But
2000?
no. And I think
What
it is
year that?
2000.
2000.
1999 or 2000. But yeah, and like for the last 20-some years, yeah, it's the biggest shot for sure. Absolutely. And again, the guy is not, this isn't a 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard. This is a guy that is 6 foot, if that.
To me, he feels like the most relentless shooter right now. Like, in terms of score, a relentless scorer, I should say. Because, again, there is no game plan to get him open. It's literally give him the ball and get out the way. And it's not just he's chucking threes. Like, he's consistently getting to the rim with six plus people on him.
You know, KB said Draymond making those threes is fool's gold.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Brunson being so damn good is fool's gold for Tom Thibodeau. Well, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
been his career. He has these guards
They-
that are just so
yeah.
damn good. It's
Thank
like,
you.
I ain't really got to do shit with my offensive game plan. Because Derrick Rose going to dunk on somebody. Jalen Brunson going to make a shot. Like,
And everybody else is just
Jimmy
falling
Butler when I was in Minnesota. So, yeah. Because it get real frustrating as a Knicks fan watching. And it's like everybody's sitting in. That ain't my favorite offense to watch, but Jalen Brunson gets it
That's
done.
why that shit is so impressive, because not many people is going to make that shit work.
They have so many options for it to be that. I mean, again, Jalen Brunson did his thing,
Yeah.
and that be it. Is
Mikal
mind-blowing to me.
Mikal had a great game.
He had an
though.
amazing
did.
game.
I mean,
He
Mikal
did.
had an amazing game.
The only thing about them, like when KB says it, I think of Cat. People got fooled by OG and Mikal when there was no Brunson. Because I was even talking to Combo, and Combo trying to tell me K was the best player in the series. It was the stupidest shit that I've heard in a while, and that's my dog. But come on, man. And he like,
They
man,
got thrown around a lot going into this
Mikal
series.
and OG was doing their thing. Was playing better offensively without. But that shit don't. When
And
you
that's
watch
kinda
those playoff
expected.
games, Mikal Bridges don't want that fucking ball in those scenarios. When Mikal got the ball, I'll be nervous. I want Mikal catching and I want him shooting. I don't want him dribbling and doing nothing else. OG, every once in a while, OG
I
can
remember OG
shoulder
trying to
bump.
go for like some game-winning clutch type shit. He be hitting them sometimes, but he's so awkward.
It's so
he not
awkward.
getting that shot off
It's
the
so
way
awkward.
JB is.
I'll be
just
so
not.
happy and relieved when he get that ball and he strong muscle dribble and step back and do the green release and then go in. I love it. But when I think about needing more, I think about Cat going all the way up here to catch the ball. No, man, if you don't take Tobias Harris ass to the fucking rim,
He
and get
found his
fouled.
own fool's goal too.
Them
Is it one-
30-foot shots.
Yes, in one of them games he hit 4 30
Hey,
shots,
bro,
and that became
hey,
He
his
was
identity.
shooting low go threes like it was.
It was early in
we
the
got
possession
hey, bro,
too.
we got to look at
Like,
the
he
percentages because
stuffed.
he made more than he missed in my mind.
It-
he
it-
did
it
take
did
some
feel-
wild
but-
ones, but he was making
But
them.
he made a big one in Game 5
In Detroit, right?
Yes,
Yes.
in Detroit.
It's the
late in
shots
the
that
game.
when you miss, it's like, what the hell
What
is
the
you
hell?
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned in Jalen Brunson being relentless is like perfect because on my show I was talking about the difference between Jalen Brunson, who's been in 12 or 13 playoff series, versus Cade Cunningham, who's in his first. Where Jalen Brunson that fourth quarter started off 1 of 9, 2 of 9 or something,
Very bad.
and that never stopped.
Yeah.
And then Cade Cunningham got to the point throughout the course of the series where he lost his confidence on his pull-up jump shooting. He lost his
The
confidence
three.
getting downhill. You saw that was his first playoff series versus Jalen Brunson being here time and time again. And I think it would be easy to do with Cade Cunningham to be like, damn, man, this ain't falling for me, so let me try to do something else. And Jalen Brunson's like, this ain't falling for me, which means that the next one got to go in.
Yeah.
And that was just the difference.
That's the Dirk mindset in the Miami Heat series when they won a championship. Dirk
Yeah.
couldn't make shit.
They was down 20 and
Bro, I
that boy
remember-
turned
Decision
up
to
in that.
make. Yeah. Do I defer and say I'm missing too much, or do I keep my ego in line to know that the next
When
one's going?
Jalen Brunson has two like basically straight possessions where it's just him dribbling, looking to get something, and nobody trying to get open, and he's still making the shot. That shit is so. You know how much energy you have to constantly dribble for the whole possession out, and you still
Seriously,
doing
bro.
it. Like he did that like 2 to damn near 3 possessions
on
in a row.
what we thought was a bum ankle, too. Don't forget that part.
Well,
Or
that ankle was
Asar,
just fine.
who was
Asar was amazing in
who
this
was
series.
a dog. And then when the break from Asar is Dennis Schroeder played again. Another thing I meant to bring up I'm tired of big brain coaching decisions, and JB was real good. But as a Knicks fan, to see Asar Thompson go out
You
that
probably
game,
had a side relief on that
boy, I
moment.
pop locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Steph. Steph sat out for 15 seconds. I'm like, yeah, he ain't got a break.
Yeah.
That,
You remember that part of the
We
game?
thought we got put. He was 3 minutes left. It was like an 11-point game. He was like, wait, are they calling it?
nah,
But
he
went
got
to
like
the
that
bench.
5-second break.
He
5
exhaled
seconds.
once and then was back.
I think he got a sip of
You remember when
Gatorade.
Tom Thibodeau said Jalen Brunson
Josh Hart.
and Josh Hart, and
And
they
Josh
were sitting
Hart
at the
got
scoring
hurt. Yes.
table?
Oh, yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, look at the Pistons was literally milking that clock when they was out. And I
Because they
was
could
like,
use a timeout.
yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that was basically the end of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the end of the game.
But the Rockets, go back to them, this series is over if they took care of business when there was no Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what it was worth, Pods had a ridiculous shooting night. I think did y'all
Buddy-
see the clip of Steve Kerr when he got to the locker room?
Buddy
He said,
Hield defensively.
I'm about to say something no coach has ever said before. The tone was set by Buddy Hield today. It's like, yeah, they had a bunch of people step up that have not stepped up for the rest of the series. But yeah, what an outing for the young Pistons team. Most of these games were
Very-
just close. I mean, you saw like a 4-minute stretch where the Knicks couldn't get anything and the Pistons went on their run. You're like, oh, are we about to get another game 7? Obviously, Jalen Brunson hits the shot.
Then they had some games where, like game 1, that was a game the Pistons should have won.
Hey,
But they had that whole.
What about when Bro got fouled in that corner?
Oh, yeah. And then he got. So, like, there were some games here where you just like. The Pistons, they was right there.
They were way better than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I think I said Knicks in 6, which
I said
did
Knicks in
happen.
6 as well.
But I didn't think it was going to be every game. It's
That
like 2
Jalen Brunson
possessions.
shot, as soon as he hit that
This coulda
shot, I
been
watched
y'all's.
$100 go out my pocket.
And opposite.
That's the
Hey,
second
that's
time
exactly how I felt. Like,
That's the second time this season I done just watched money go right out my pocket with a
What was
last.
the other one?
When Josh Giddey hit that damn shot.
I saw it again with the wine with Mikhail. So I'm just gonna lose the game winners with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. When he shook a star, I said,
Hey,
money.
I'm just like
my money.
I'm
I
also-
knew he wasn't missing
Make another
that.
bet.
But
for
you
this
know what's
series.
so crazy
wouldn't
is for as
make
much as she
Huh?
shook us.
Make another bet this series.
Well, Rockets versus who?
No, I'm talking about the Knicks series. The next Knicks series.
I'm not betting against the Celtics. He will, though. You got a Knicks.
The more impressive thing is though, Asar
That's
literally
my
got
team, but I ain't a damn fool.
Asar got shooken off or whatever. He got back
He
like
recovered pretty well.
He
Yeah.
recovered pretty well. That's how you know getting your shot off in the NBA is just
Tough.
ridiculous.
Would
Yeah.
y'all
we-
have doubled in that situation?
And we shot on those courts and saw how long that those. So
Those.
Cat shot is actually longer than
Than
the
what you
people
think, yeah.
think.
But
on
I be
TV.
thinking about the height difference too, because
Well,
he's
yeah.
6'10".
Yeah,
He definitely
He don't
way
jump.
stronger than us.
he don't jump
do
either.
not jump.
Yeah,
No, he
he
doesn't.
don't.
I personally, I would have just said anybody but Brunson.
Nick Batum's dip threes the same thing. It's just
Yeah,
like,
one
how
of
the
them,
hell is you
yeah.
doing that with no
Yeah,
strength?
Batum, it's actually insane how he doesn't know dip threes.
And then they was on there saying like, Fred VanVleet's shot is like a knuckleball on a release.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
did say that.
I think that might have been.
I think that was
Doris.
Doris. Yeah.
That's somebody else. I've been like,
I want to say something to the people.
go ahead.
In this realm, I think all of us and other people understand who their team are. Because when we won a series and I did the "Hey Detroit, catch," and it was Brunson throwing the AO instead of the
Did you
Villanova.
Photoshop that yourself?
Yes, right before. A lot of people was like, you had this one saved. And I was thinking about what I wanted to post as he hit that shot, and we had to wait for the Pistons
Yeah.
to get their shot off. And I was like, oh, I know exactly. So I went to watch the commercial, screenshotted it, and I edited myself in Snapchat.
Hey, shout out to Snap.
You funny.
The only use for Snapchat in
The only I
2025.
checked what y'all said to me, and then I was like, oh, I can still do.
Even though Snapchat gives out ridiculous
Money,
bags
yeah.
to creators.
And they
Um,
also can personally send you ads now.
I didn't know that.
Huh? Yeah. When you go to your DM, I
Yeah.
don't think it's y'all, and it's like Fabletics.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
You've never seen that?
I mean, I only open it when when y'all send something.
But like,
Right,
you
I would
still,
honor
like
it.
there still should be like sometimes I see like random companies just send you an
But
ad.
that's why you'll see in the Discovery or whatever, it'll be like a creator, and they'll have like a girl in a towel, so you can click through. I was
Mhm.
talking to one of my NBA homies about that. He was like, Snapchat be having the setup. but
Snapchat be
you
having
can
the
get a-
Craise thumbnails.
He was like,
They
you can get a
do.
ba- he's like, I'm
Yeah.
finna start posting. You can get a
Bro,
bag.
they give out millions and millions of dollars at Snapchat.
Wow.
Like
Star
millions.
told me that years ago when she went there from HOH. She had sent me
Yeah, that's when
something to
we
try
were supposed to really get in.
to- Yeah.
It might be a little too late now.
But yeah.
You'll see something be like Lil Durk gets into a fight with an inmate and
Well,
And I'll
I'm
be
not,
like-
I'm not clicking on
and
that
I'm
shit.
just-
It be
I'm
a
not
lot of shit
clicking on it,
about
but I'll be like,
Tay-K
that's-
in there.
and I'm like, that's straight
Pineapple
bullshit.
Brat?
You said what?
She used
Pineapple
to,
Brat.
she used to be in
Oh,
there.
you
That's what I used.
wonder what
That's
she
what
up
I know
to
from
now.
Snapchat creators.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be like them or her or like a Corinna, and then it'll be like the last picture.
I
is
be
supposed
seeing
to
a lot of
something
like
that make
Vlad
you-
TV or like them interviewing rappers or whatever on there.
Yeah,
They be-
no jumper is
Yeah.
like, yeah, they'll be on there. But I said all that to say, when we won, the replies from the Pistons fans like, well, you finna gotta play the Celtics. Y'all just finna lose anyway. So that don't
are
hurt my feelings.
miserable,
Losing
bro.
to the Celtics is not a bad thing to me. The Celtics are one of the best starting fives I've seen in a minute. They just ran through the Eastern Conference last year.
I'm
If
pretty
the
sure
Knicks-
everyone damn near said that the Eastern Conference Finals is probably going to be Cavs Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah, losing to the Celtics is not no thing that's gonna make me be
Even
frustrated.
though I put a little sprinkle on another team.
The Cavs, right?
No, the Pacers.
The Pacers were plus 600 to win this series. It's like that. Like the value has to be there.
Mhm.
Just like how the Rockets were plus 400 to win this series. I put money on that too. I put
Me
a little
too.
200 on it. Not that I think it's gonna happen, but like
just the odds.
the odds
Yeah,
are
the
too
odds.
good not to sprinkle something on.
Well, I picked the Rockets to win the series when we did our predictions, so I was
Okay.
like, I might as well put my money where my mouth
Did you
is.
pick 7?
Huh?
Did you pick 7?
It was just who won the series.
Oh.
And I think he
okay.
said 4.
Oh, shit.
That would have been wild.
I picked the Warriors. I don't know. I feel like the Rockets might have it in this game 7, and they finna be at home too. It's finna be loud.
Hey, why they do that? Why they do that to my boy John?
What you mean?
He can't come back to no games for the foreseeable future.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm serious. I'm not even being funny.
I do think it is kind of overdone.
It's crazy, right?
But I think they kind of like got pushed into a corner to make that decision.
But you could say for the playoffs, they saying it like that man ain't finna be there next year either. They want that series, and then Tyrese Haliburton handled it well.
Yeah, he did.
Giannis handled it well. John was pushing the line a little bit in that interview. But he still was respectful. We ain't like he went and popped his shit. You know, he lied a little bit till I was looking through him. It looked like I was looking. That's some shit my dad would say. So Tyrese, I feel you. Because my dad would literally say, I wasn't talking to him. I was looking through him. I was looking past him. I would have been like, Pops, you looking
There was
him
another
dead.
Giannis behind
Yeah,
him.
you looking him dead in his eyes. But still, because it resulted in a respectable way, I felt like that was a look. I wasn't expecting that, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
wasn't
like if
either.
it wasn't for, again, Giannis coming down, and he gave a good, 7-minute
Yeah.
thing, but he did in there saying, I did end up talking to Tyrese, and I did talk to John, so it's okay now.
And I didn't know that was his dad at first.
Which is kind of, now that part is probably crazy too, but
You think he's supposed to know who his
no,
dad?
not that he didn't know that,
Oh,
but
but
like
that-
from his perspective,
that's a
That's
fan.
just a
guy.
fan. Yeah, that's just a
yeah.
guy walking on the court.
Yeah.
And like you can see Giannis, like he's processing.
Yeah,
I think
like-
he was really processing what he's gonna do in this
Where's
situation.
security?
And he's
Why is
also
this guy-
just lost.
Yeah.
I like mind-blowing loss, by the way.
Yeah. And there's this dude in my face with a towel.
So much going through his damn head.
But I thought, since all accounts felt like it was solved, I thought that would have been enough.
Saying, and the series is over. Now, if they had 2 more games to play, if this was
Yeah.
game 1, it's like, hey, rest of the series, I would understand that. But when they came, I'm like, damn. But, you know,
Threw the hammer at him.
it's okay.
Did y'all see in that Rockets Warriors game? It was at the end of the game, but I think Jimmy and somebody else, Jimmy got fouled or whatever, and I think Sengun kind of like hit him on the head.
And he was talking about,
And he
was
did
like-
this, but did you see when Steven Adams came up behind and just hugged Jimmy Butler?
Oh,
Nah.
when him and
No, that was him and a
Thompson
man.
were-
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
him and a man?
Saul.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a man. Yeah.
But no, I don't know why, but that shit just made me fucking start busting up laughing because he got like this intense ass series going on, and then Steven Adams, he's like the biggest dude
Come on,
there,
mate. Come on, mate.
but he didn't want shit to go.
He didn't
down.
want it to
didn't want-
escalate.
He didn't want to escalate, so he
hugged
just
Jimmy
gave
Butler.
Jimmy
They
a
don't
hug.
want him.
No,
to
he
escalate
hugged
either.
Jimmy Butler.
He hugged
He was
Jimmy.
just trying to de-escalate the situation. Then the ref came over and was like, just give me the ball. Just give me the ball.
Yeah, 'cause they were
neither one of
fighting.
them
Oh,
wanted
yeah, it was like a
neither one of them
tie-up
wanted to let the
situation,
ball
yeah.
go.
I seen a tweet that was saying like, damn, what did it say? It was something about Draymond figuring out that the flagrant don't match with
Yeah, so he can get one a game.
Bro, that shit
He
is
get one
so
flagrant.
frustrating to watch, man. Like it's
That's where I found a little loophole, boy.
I get one flagrant and one tech. I'm good.
That's like write-offs with taxes.
the
Hey,
flagrant he
the
got on this
flagrant he
screen.
got was insane.
How the hell do you even move your body like that?
He just
It's like you really just trying to play wrestling out.
He
Like
literally damn near punched Jalen Green in the face.
and that be happening
confused.
and you ever growing up, you push a line with your parent and your parent like, all right now, and you like, oh shit, okay, let me chill. He get a flagrant or he get that one tech, he don't take the step back.
that's
He
what they
go
were
up
saying
a
on the
little bit.
broadcast. It was like he's got to have the longest leash because it's got to be a double standard because no way you're getting a flagrant foul that's obvious and then you're going up to the ref and you're not just talking to him. You jawing at him.
I don't know how many. Did we see 3 Tatum tees just because he clapped at the ref? Draymond is clapping at the ref every other possession.
Yep.
And
you know
it's
who's doing a lot of
crazy.
crying and whining too that's starting to irritate the fuck out of me?
Let me guess. In the playoffs right now?
On the same team as him.
Oh, who?
AirPods has a
Oh.
fucking crybaby face or something to say after every fucking play. My goodness.
You
My
learn
goodness.
from your vets, right?
That shit is so annoying.
I
Just
remember
seeing
when
him whining, them they're bitching.
I remember when you was like, I remember he was like, Jackson Hayes, if I was ref and you started talking to me, I'm teeing you up.
Yeah, because I have no problem with a person going back and forth. Draymond, a lot of the times, he is excessive, but at least he's in the play. A lot of times, AirPods running all the way over there to pick somebody up, be like, Jackson Hayes had nothing to do with that play I was talking about. Man, stop talking there. Let LeBron handle that with the ref. Because the ref's going to tee you up.
The refs,
AirPods, you don't have the Draymond leash. You're going to get your ass teed up. Watch out, man.
the refs, talking to the refs has been so crazy because I think it was the Nuggets, maybe it was Jokic, literally stopped to talk to the refs while the play was still going on.
I heard you saying that in your stream about Luka. You like, oh, and it's another 5-on-4 because somebody stopped it and talked
Yeah, I
it.
just don't.
Hey, Luka do that.
Stop it in the middle of a play, and it's just like
Well, you got to get back on you
Yes.
because I'm biased here. My man's had the ball and looked at the ref like, hey, Brunson had the ball. Stop, looked at the ref, said. I'm like, look at this boy, man.
The best thing that happened to Jokic for me is when they got rid of the take foul. Or
bro,
the
he
transition
did
foul.
this shit like 3 times.
Oh, yeah, Jokic do
Because
that.
Jokic used to foul
Yeah,
when he
to
didn't get a call so he could
complain.
talk to the ref. And now he can't do that no more.
They had this time where they were trying to do this, and then Clippers inbounded the ball like this, and they got a bucket off it.
There,
He
what was
also do the thing. Jokic do the thing where if the other team turns it over, he trying to get the ball inbound so damn
Yes.
fast that he doesn't allow the refs to like set the thing,
yeah.
and then he gets pissed at the refs for doing their job because he don't get the ball fast enough.
What game
Chris Paul,
was
that
he
shit he trying to
watching
do.
where somebody was going to be able to review it, but they coach got it and called timeout?
Oh,
Was that Kenny Atkinson? Is that the one you're talking about? Where he looked at the ref dead in his eyes and did like this?
No, it's
No,
a
no,
more
no.
closer series.
yeah.
Oh.
No. I remember
That
what
shit
you're
was
talking
crazy.
about. Yeah. But the dude got the timeout so that they couldn't.
Oh.
He hurried up and gained possession because they didn't
I
know
thought
if
they
it
had.
was
Just,
up.
I thought they were trying to get the ball.
That was
in.
Chris Finch. That was in a
Okay.
Lakers game. It looked like they didn't know who was going to have possession. Oh no,
Yeah.
was that Tyronn Lue?
I
It was
know
one
what
of
you're
those
talking
games.
about, but I forget.
It
I
had
feel like
nothing
the
to do with
I feel
review.
like it was
Yeah.
the Lakers thing. I think they were about to review some shit, and then they didn't even give them the chance to. They
This
just kept
game,
going.
I think it was going to look like they didn't know who was going to have possession of it because it was like, was it a jump ball or not? And he said, time out before we can even.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I think that's Ty
I
Lue.
just can't.
I think I could be wrong, but I was like, look at Ty Lue, dear.
I
You
think
making
I
sure.
think it was Tyloo. I
made
remember it
sure.
was. Yes, it was.
We ain't playing with that possession.
Let's
Yeah.
think-
Oh, that's when that's in Denver,
That's when Jokic got ran over.
or did he run somebody over? Was it?
James Harden knocked
Yes,
Jokic
yes,
down.
that's
He said
exactly
timeout.
what
He
it
said
Tyloo
timeout.
just called
Oh,
timeout.
okay.
That's
yes,
exactly
yes,
what it was.
Yeah,
He said, "I wasn't even gonna let no bullshit even get called.
Timeout.
I'd rather waste the timeout. I only got 2. I'd rather waste it than to let the refs try to call some bullshit."
Let's stick on this series because we got a game 7 in a couple hours with
Yes.
this one.
This
The
is
most back and forth series.
probably the most.
My number one. I
most
ranked this my
watched
number
season,
one. Yeah.
Well, the Knicks Pistons one was must watch too. Like they didn't have no blowouts.
Just because it was close.
Yeah, they had no blowouts. So that one would probably be my number one. This one has had some blowouts where you kind of just snooze on.
Or some games that look like blowouts and the other team going to 20 to 4.
Yeah, that was insane. And then we get a game
Man,
with a
this
tip dunk.
I know I talked about it with the other series with the Rockets. This series legitimately could be over. Aaron Gordon really potentially saved Denver.
Yeah, he did.
Like, if
I mean,
they
he's been
win this-
amazing.
He
He's been-
has. Even outside
He's been
of
shooting
that,
the 3
though,
ball. He had
just
the game
that
with a
one
dunk.
tip in. If they win this,
He's even been hitting a little midi sometimes. I'll
Man.
be like, because
I don't
sometimes
know.
they'll try to put a guard on him and he'll post him down and get to his little sweet spot and hit the little midi post fade. I'm
His
like, okay,
jump
Aaron.
shot, just like arc, is just crazy, and it's only been really 1 year, but it's been consistent like 1 year.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to shoot this well in the postseason. I won't lie to you.
same.
Yeah, it's usually shooters like him that notoriously aren't really good shooters, but they have like a random regular season where they do shoot good. It usually comes back to reality in the playoffs, but so far in this series, I mean, they daring him to shoot. like they always should. I mean,
He's never had like an atrocious jump shot either, though.
no, yeah. I thought in this previous game, I thought they did a great job on shutting down Jamal Murray. Like Jamal Murray came out, he was good. He was aggressive early, and then as the game went on, he shut off. James Harden turned on, and it was just like, whoa.
I'm happy for James because the game before this, he was awful.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see him be able to
he like
come
flipped
out
that
there.
switch in this game. Him
'Cause
and Kawhi was both on.
I think if you get 60 points combined between him and Kawhi, it's going to be hard to beat that team.
They did show the Norman Powell stats that like on the road he was averaging like 10 points.
Yeah.
Compared to home, he's averaging like a dub. So they're
Well,
gonna need another
Role
big
players
Norman
play
Powell
better at
game.
home.
They're gonna need one more though.
They need one more, and unfortunately for him, it is on the road, so he gotta learn some shit real quick.
Both teams got 2 wild cards too. One is wilder than the other one, but Bogdanovich ass be tripping sometimes, and then Russell
Bro, I
Westbrook
just
can
feel-
save you a game or lose you a game. Like
Yeah.
like
He's done both in a single game.
when they say the Russell Westbrook experience, and I mean it with all gratitude. I love Russ. They really do be a Russ experience.
Yeah.
Because like you'll be like, "What the hell is you doing?" And then the next play be like, "I love Russ."
Yeah, I mean,
It's just a roller coaster.
Literally though, literally.
That's kind of what I had said about Jalen Green. Jalen Green experience is just game to game. Russ is possession by possession.
I ain't gonna lie.
really
That
is.
last game, Jalen Green was pissing me off, bro.
Which one?
Pissed me off all series.
The
Last
last
night?
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was on the floor. And actually, I'm gonna go back real quick. The game before that, I think Jalen Green got a foul trouble where they benched him early or whatever. I had more confidence, and I don't even want to sound like that, but like I was like, oh, they gonna run away with this since Jalen gonna have less minutes. Like they finna have their actual, I don't know, they're finna have their best lineup out there because Jalen just hasn't been that good. And in the last game, I wish Fred would have took over a little bit more because they was giving the ball to Jalen, and that's when Golden State was getting some stops and they were trying to make a run. But Jalen, I don't know. That's why I said I've been super impressed with Sengun because you have to be able to deliver in the playoffs if you're going to be one of those big-time guys.
Yeah.
Aaron Holiday came in and gave him 5 points that I was like,
Yeah, one
wow.
of the times he like looked Fred VanVleet off
And
for a
shot the
three.
And I was like, wow.
Hey, he had to come in and get his buckets. He knew his time was limited.
Who was his cousin?
Aaron Holiday is Justin Holiday.
That's his cousin.
Oh no, that's his brother actually.
Yeah,
I actually don't know who his cousin is.
I'll be setting you up because he don't. That was his
Doc
brother.
Holiday. Doc Holiday is his cousin.
Who?
Oh.
You said Doc Holiday? I don't even know who the hell that is.
Oh man, bro.
What did he do that made the Holiday Inn?
Oh. No, he didn't. That's fucking cheating.
Drew and Justin are his brothers. He's the youngest. I thought you were gonna say Drew Holiday's his cousin. No, I was just setting you up though. Clippers Nuggets though.
Yeah.
Game 7 preview, predictions, feelings, thoughts.
I'm going Nuggets in Game 7. I just trust Jokic and Jamal Murray that they'll find a way to close this out at home. Aaron Gordon, Russell Westbrook, I can see them having some big games at home. Once that Denver crowd just be rocking, and so I have more faith in them at home more so than I do with the Clippers on the road.
I hope Jokic takes it as a game 7. Because there's just been times in this series where he doesn't look like the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And there's other times in the series where it's very apparent that he is the best player on the court. So I hope that in this game 7, for their sake, that he's like, okay, if that means I have to take 30 shots, I can do that. Because I think in the second half of the last game, he attempted like 6 total shots or something crazy like that. It's like, you're Nikola Jokic, man. They need you to do way more than that. Jamal Murray's been so good here or there, but then again, you get the other game, last night game or 2 nights ago, where Chris Dunn is on the bench. In my mind, when they do that, I'm like, oh, here comes Jamal Murray. Like, no, they got other
They
defenders
got
for
Derrick
him.
Jones Jr. on
And,
it.
exactly, and they made it more difficult.
They even sometimes like doubling them, and like him playing with Jokic, he's probably like, damn, I don't really ever get doubled.
It's something for me that I'm also going to pick the Nuggets. Of like my original series was Clippers in 7, I think was my.
Yep.
But it's something about the Nuggets have a way, and I don't mean this in a negative connotation, to put together some fluky ass wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've done it a few times in this series, so maybe their luck is about to run out. But they just find a way.
I think I know what you're talking about. And maybe it is like a little bit of the championship DNA just to like be able to pull out those nasty type of wins.
Mhm.
But regardless, they have like their whole team has the confidence to just make big plays down the stretch. And I feel like that just gives people like the Nuggets confidence that they can kind of take things home.
Yeah.
I still gonna rock with my pick with the Clippers. I think overall, I still think they're the better team. I think they have many ways to beat him. They could have a big Zubac game. They could have a James Harden game, Kawhi game. They could have Norman Powell could give you a good, really good half or anything like that. But for the Nuggets, it's literally they gonna have to ride Jokic, and he's gonna have to put up damn near 40 to 50 this game.
And I just think that's just who Jokic is. Like I think Jokic in a game 7, I just think he can like just flip the switch and like just become, like we said, the best player in the league, and you see it, and it's clear as day. So
How many game 7s has Jokic been a part of? I know he had the one last year where they
he
they
had a
blew
few in the
lead.
bubble.
Yeah, they came back from down 3-1
Yes, they
twice in the
did.
bubble, right?
Yes, they did.
Oh my God, he's played a ridiculous amount of game 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's played 5 game 7s in his career.
And what is he, 3-2?
1, 2, yeah.
He
But like
spazzed
I
it?
say, oh my God, because his first 4 playoff series of his career are all game 7s.
Wow.
They all go to 7, and he was 3-1 in those first 4.
Is he spazzing in those?
Does
Does it tell you the stats?
It doesn't, but I can definitely figure it out real quick.
Yeah, I feel like
Remember that one year the Celtics played nothing but game 7s until they got to the finals, I think, against the Lakers?
that was the year that Paul Pierce won.
That's 2008, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the teams they played the games against?
Bulls round 1, rookie Derrick Rose.
Then they played.
didn't
Did
play.
they
That
play?
was
the-
my contribution. I don't know the
Did
rest.
they play the Atlanta Hawks? Josh Smith and those guys for 7 games, and then maybe the Orlando Magic, or was it Braun? They had to play Braun one of them times.
I believe so.
That might have went Bulls, Hawks, Braun.
If you
Lakers.
ask if he was spazzing, some of these games he's really good. Some of these games just like a normal stat line for Nikola Jokic. He had the one game 7 against
As expected.
Utah Jazz where the final score was 80-78, and he had 30 points. So
So
that was a pretty good game.
yeah, very good game.
And then one game he had, this is Jamal Murray 40 piece. Yes. I remember this game. In a game 7, and Jokic had 16, 22, and 13.
I will say in this series though, for the Jokic for all the regular season have such a bad defense, they've been pretty solid in this series. Thought they've been it hasn't been fully, and you just don't see that. A team with a bottom 10 defense throughout the whole regular season is just going to become a solid defense when they come playoff time. Somehow or another, they've managed to do it, and they're going against another team that was red hot coming into this series like, with James Harden and Kawhi. So very impressive that they've somehow or another fixed the loose ends on their defense.
They
This is
just
also-
played a game like this too to get in to get where they were at. The last game of the season for the Clippers against the Warriors. So they a little battle tested as far as this season goes. I'm with Mike. I'm keeping it with the Clippers. I'm expecting Kawhi Leonard to just dial in and have a game 2 type performance, and
That's just so fun to watch.
it is.
He be having the most exciting 40-point games. I don't even know because he still hasn't scored 50. But his 40-point games, they be feeling like
I don't even need 50.
50 plus.
He talking about
he ain't no Malachi Flynn.
You talking about Jokic? Kawhi's played in 6 game 7s, and one of them was against Denver too, and he had the 44, 14, 6 rebounds. No, that was he had 28. No, he actually played like shit this game. I was looking at the minutes, but I was looking at minutes instead of points. He actually had 14 points this game,
Oh, snap.
so he didn't do shit.
You say he not built for the moment?
I don't know, man. It's minus 21 on the game too.
Oh, no, Kawhi.
But he's again, this is the healthiest he's been, so I'm expecting him to have at least 30. Like he's been.
I need him to not dap up with Norman Powell.
Why?
The infamous when they played for the Raptors.
Oh yeah, when he
Norman Powell was trying to dap him up in the tunnel when he
Hey.
played for the Raptors, and Kawhi pointed to him.
you don't
No,
know
man,
you
he
know
wasn't ready
you,
for
I,
it.
you
He
have
wasn't.
I feel like you had to have seen that.
I probably did.
Hey, your favorite team is out of the playoffs, buddy.
I know. It's been good. It's been good watching the games again, and I don't really get to stress about it being my team.
No
so I've been
blood
happy.
pressure, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the time during when I was watching the game, because I was kind of watching it with my stream, people was asking me how I feel, and basically am I sad? How I feel? What we gonna do? I'm honestly totally fine with us losing in the first round because back to how it was when we first got Luka, we knew that the roster wasn't complete. It just wasn't. You didn't have enough time to make it. We obviously seen that in the playoffs we needed more size. We needed bigs. Just couldn't get that. And the talent didn't outweigh the deficits on the team for us to make it any farther, which is fine.
How did you feel
Everything in the
about-
offseason, we gonna make it work.
How you feel about JJ saying your team wasn't in championship shape?
They weren't.
Do you think that was just a direct shot?
Question: who wasn't, in your opinion, in championship shape?
Jackson Hayes. I'm gonna say. Jackson
Oh my
Hayes.
God! I'm sorry. Let's move on. You start off with the dude that played 7 minutes total in the series.
He was not going to be a key piece of y'all winning. the
Yeah, he
championship
could have.
anyway.
He could have been 700 pounds.
What you
and
want
it
me to
shouldn't
say?
have
Luka? It was Luka. It was out
I'm,
of shape.
I'm just asking you. Who could he be talking about?
The
You
whole
really got up
team.
here and said Jackson Hayes, bro.
Not even just. If you would have said him 12th, then maybe. You said him first, and he don't even play.
Because I just wanted to pick on him. The whole. I mean,
Damn.
I didn't.
Why you want to pick on him?
He's protecting his star. He's protecting his star.
Why you want to pick on him?
I can name a couple reasons to pick on Jackson Hayes.
Talk to
I
me.
can respect that.
Talk to me.
But for you to be a big and not be able to play is just insane. To me.
No. For y'all to have thought he was going to be able to play is insane for me.
Bro, he couldn't get 15 minutes.
Okay, Jackson Hayes. If you see this brother, I don't care to disrespect him. Jackson Hayes is not an NBA player.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Is hold up. This is me and Mike for a second.
Yeah.
Is Jackson Hayes an NBA player to you?
Yeah, I would say so.
In what sense?
The man is 6'10", 6'11". He can dunk the ball and rebound the ball. Like, he's a good energy player. He ain't no damn starter in no playoffs.
They didn't play him at all.
He
I
couldn't
don't
play.
think Jackson Hayes is an NBA player. When I look around the league and I saw how hard it was for Markelle Fultz to get a job, Lonnie Walker to get a job, guys are all over the place. It makes me feel like I don't know if Jackson Hayes is an NBA player. He don't do anything that's just like gotta have Jackson Hayes on my team.
Yeah.
I don't look at there's not one team this offseason where I'm be like, Jackson Hayes, they need him. Personally.
Would you be surprised if we got to the offseason and he didn't have a job? Nobody else picked him up.
No. I
So
wouldn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else signed him for a backup too.
So we go from that to now he has to start for y'all. I think he was always behind the 8 ball, and I think the energy that they had when they did that trade and how they played when Luka first came, I think a lot of us was fooled. I was fooled as well. But I think they had a certain type of mojo that they was playing with that just didn't transpire in the playoffs. And I think J.J. Redick had a decision to make, and you live with the decision. We talked about it a lot in these plays, me and you specifically. There is something you have to choose. I think a lot of times you're going to choose let Rudy beat us because we've never seen Rudy perform like that, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
If I was a Laker fan,
honestly,
I
he
would
should have
have
been. And again, it's Rudy, so it's
Yeah.
limitation. But he could have probably done that shit the whole.
He could have,
series.
but he didn't.
He could have done that.
He
shit
could
the
have,
whole
but he
series.
didn't, and he could have been
He
doing
has
that.
the capabilities, but not the mindset.
A lot
or
of
the
times
skill
where he
to
was
do that.
slipping out of his hands or he missing the layups, that could have been added to that total.
That
a
also
lot.
could have been a lot of times when he played in Utah. He could have done a lot. He could have manhandled Terrence Mann.
He has never had a game this good in his life.
Yeah. So
Regular season,
Nah,
postseason
real
doesn't
shit.
if
matter.
I was a
came out-
Laker fan, I would have preferred to lose that way than to allow Anthony Edwards to just moonwalk.
That's
all
why I'm
on us.
not. And again, y'all not really asking me about it or like thinking I'm gonna be mad about it, but like I'm not tripping because I know the roster just wasn't complete. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like that shit was sad to lose to Rudy in a
I can see
closeout
that, yeah.
game. Like
The least likely player to ever drop those type of numbers.
Which
and
other way
Julius
would you
Randle
wear-
played really well. Julius
Because
Randle
that's what
played
y'all was
really
vulnerable
well.
at.
too.
That's honestly speaking, y'all should have lost the game by 20. But the Timberwolves had the worst shooting night of any playoff team ever that won a game.
And
they
I,
shot 15%
when Rudy
from
checked
three.
out, we started coming back. He literally came back in and got a tip dunk or he got an open dunk as soon as he came back in. Like, I know you ignore Rudy, but in that game, I don't see how the attention to detail on him was actually like almost none sometimes.
Well, you also-
like he was
even if-
running free.
Well, you also just don't have anyone physically like that's his size.
I
Like,
mean,
sometimes even when y'all were
D-Mills,
trying to box
on
him
some
out,
real shit,
he
if-
still was like
It
giving
don't it don't matter if first of all, if Rudy Gobert is going crazy on the offensive glass, we had people standing.
Yeah.
Nobody's on him.
Standing. Like he's getting a free run, nobody touching him.
So you saying y'all was
It don't matter about
practicing-
size. If you're not even touching him, you already lost.
So y'all was practicing bad habits through the first 4 games, and then game 5 came
it
back
was
and bite
it
y'all
was the
in the ass.
bystander effect. Everybody thought the next person was gonna do it.
Yeah, I think I saw Mike Conley get a rebound where everybody thought, no, I'm sorry, that was Fred VanVleet.
Luka had one where it was up. He's waiting. Rudy wants to go snatch it, and now Luka looking around like, who's gonna get it? It's just stuff like that.
It
It's
is
just
going to
it's not
start with
win.
it. They always do say things do start with your best player.
They do. They
So
do.
LeBron and Luka have a task and a habit of kind of being like that, where they can kind of not do shit and then look around like,
It's
what y'all
crazy that
doing?
it's crazy that they had two people that do that on the same team.
One is 40 though.
Yes. Luka be having defensive lapses, and then he be like, he'll get blown by, and then his guy go score, and then he looking around like,
He does do that.
and I'm just like,
He does.
Where's my help?
Yeah,
you
he's looking
didn't
like, where's
offer
my
no
help?
resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even with all that being said, it was the offense that killed y'all this series. It wasn't the defense.
It's Austin Reeves. He should have been out, but he was playing out there.
Then you have to play Jared Vanderbilt for the defensive side, but he gives you nothing offensively. And to be honest with you, y'all should be feeling good because this should be a lot worse if Rui wasn't hooping how he would. Rui's stepping up as much as he could for y'all. And I wasn't expecting as much as he gave because
I think in game 3 he didn't do anything. So those last
Remember
couple
when
games,
I
he was
asked
really
that
good.
that dropped the mic about like who really can afford to be off play or taken off the floor? There's been a lot of people that really just can't afford to leave, or else their team is gonna start have like a big drop off, whatever. The Lakers were part of that team where it's literally they didn't even really stagger many times. It was Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron, and whoever they rotated in and out. They literally had to stay in the game for majority of it.
That's
Well,
a
yeah,
big
that's
thing.
because
in
y'all had that
NBA.
one. Y'all had that one game where they played the whole second half.
Steph
Yeah.
hasn't been able to leave really.
So I'm about to start a series on 2K with the Suns.
Mhm.
And before I start, I'm just organizing everything. And like, I've got a trade that I think I'm going to do that's going to give me a pick. And I'm trying to figure out who I want to lean to drafting. Because it's like when I watch the playoffs, you got to be able to have guys that you can trust to be on the floor. It's so crazy where like you can see matchups and somebody got to come off the floor. It's tough having teams like that where it's like you want to have Jared Vanderbilt out there, but then it's like, damn, Jared Vanderbilt don't
I felt
do
the
shit
same
on
way with Mitchell
offense.
Robinson. Like, you want to have him out there, especially when Cat's in foul trouble, but they just keep fouling him. He's 3 for 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
So it's like, we got to
sure.
take you
Damn,
out,
he had
bro.
3. Shout out to him.
I think he did. I don't know.
For all it's worth, Lakers got eliminated, but the Timberwolves just dominated. I know we just spent a lot of time talking about the Lakers, but the Wolves just had an excellent game plan. And I said it like 2 weeks ago when the series started that whoever won that series, I was picking to win in the next round. I feel pretty good about Minnesota playing against the Warriors or the Houston Rockets next round.
Mm-hmm.
I also love just how whenever things are going right, Anthony Edwards, he goes to these post-game press conferences and he does nothing but empower his teammates, and he doesn't take any of the credit for what goes on. Obviously, he knows what he does on the court, but he's giving the praise to Julius, Jaden McDaniels.
Vibes are high.
Hill. Yeah, he's always telling LeBron, make sure your ass go apologize to my teammate or congratulate my teammate when talking about Rudy Gobert. And then also, when shit ain't going good, he blames himself. He say he got to be better.
LeBron
And
said, come on, man. Take that next step. Come on.
I like that when Rudy gave his post-game interview, they asked him about Anthony Edwards. He's like, we don't care if he shoots 0 for 20 because he's making the right decisions. Not a
Yeah.
single one of those shots that we feel were forced. And
I-
then he made the right plays to get me the ball or whoever the ball.
Yeah, I
So,
felt like even though Anthony Edwards scored 15 points in this game, it felt like Anthony Edwards was still in control of the game.
100%.
Like, I even think from a tempo standpoint, he knew when to push the tempo. He knew late in the game, all right, bet we finna slow this shit down, and then we gonna get this shit, and we gonna run a set. And like, he consistently did a good job of just controlling the game, even though his shot wasn't falling.
And like, as a Laker fan watching that game, I was on edge the whole time because I knew once he hit that like one big
you were
three.
edging? that you said?
Nah, you added
What
words
did
to
you
my
say?
mouth. I was on edge.
Oh.
But once he
Stop
hits
adding
that,
stuff to his mouth.
once he hit that shot that got him going, is like we don't want to get him going. And I could tell you that probably for the rest of that he's in the playoffs, he's not gonna have many games like that.
Shout
Or
out to
he's
Julius
just
Randle,
missing.
man. Very, very good coming out playoff series with the Timberwolves, man. He did a good job of just doing a little bit of everything, defending, buying in on the defensive side of the ball, rebounding the ball, being physical. If he had Austin Reeves or Luke on him, he's putting the ball on the floor and into the basket. He did a good. I thought in this series, even when he had mismatches, Julius Randle did a good job of not settling, and like he did a good job of putting pressure on the rim. Yeah, sometimes he took some threes, but I thought for the most part,
He was making them.
Yeah, he did what we expect him to do. And that's taking advantage of mismatches.
Yeah, he was great. I'm excited to see what he does next round.
Yeah, I am too.
Who would y'all want to see? I
If
know
you
y'all
were the
kind of made a
Minnesota
pick, but
Timberwolves?
like, who would you want to see matchup wise? I was thinking about it, bro. A man having the assignment of guarding Anthony Edwards feels like it.
I just think
I
some
just
of that
like I love that matchup.
that big ball offensive rebound and king thing might not work against them because they can just match the size basically.
Yeah.
Who would they rather see is tough because you can't just say, well, the Warriors because they're smaller because the Warriors have Steph Curry, Jimmy
I
Butler.
mean,
on
they
the team.
getting beat up on the glass, right? And they can beat
The
up
Rockets.
on the glass.
Rudy might have another 2020 game against
For
them.
real.
Also think it would
No,
kind
he
of be
can't.
it would kind of be tough for them to play that zone against the Timberwolves
Because they have shooters.
Yeah, they could put
Actual
Nas
shooters.
Reed in, and now Nas Reed is now like he's not Draymond Green, so like he's actually somebody you have to guard out there.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
good
they'd
point.
rather see the Rockets.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
if you do the big man lineup, it only empowers them to continue to play Rudy. Yeah, I think
I don't think either team fear. I don't think they fear either team actually.
Yeah, they feel comfortable with both options.
you
honestly.
I was
just don't
saying
wanna
like
have
as
to
a
face
as a
Jimmy
fan,
Butler
like
and
as a
Steph.
Yeah,
which one
that
would
would be
you
the
wanna
only
view?
thing that I would say. But I think they saw how the size was an issue for Minnesota, not for the Warriors against the Rockets. They saying bet. We also have size here, so we can also take advantage of that here.
Yeah,
or
we
if they
do.
going against the Rockets, they say we have a big that can space the floor. We can just play his ass over Rudy, and now somehow or another you're going to have to find a way to guard him because
As a viewer of the series, I would
Mhm.
rather see the Warriors advance just because Steph
Yeah.
Curry is fun to watch.
I agree.
But that's not always what it's about.
I'm gonna go Rockets for viewer experience, just because that means we would have the Timberwolves or the Rockets in the Western Conference Finals, and I don't think anybody had that on their bingo board.
Part of me is rooting for the Rockets just because I want to see the young teams get a little bit more, I guess, leverage when it comes to playoff time. We see more young teams actually get farther in the playoffs.
Before we move on to previewing the second round series, I want to let you know that Full Court Press is back for season 2. Three schools, 3 stars, 1 unforgettable season. Flau'jae Johnson, Kiki, and Hannah Hidalgo take you inside the highs and lows of college basketball's new era. Watch the first 2 episodes today on ESPN.
What team Flau'jae play for?
No, you ain't asking me. Flau'jae, I got me and Flau'jae like this, low key.
About how?
She was asking how you get into podcasts, and I was giving her some tips. So shout out
You
to
don't know what
Flau'jae.
team she play for?
Mm-mm.
You?
She's a tiger.
I used to.
She's a tiger.
Hey, man. We gonna start making.
What about
you
Hannah
laugh.
Hidalgo?
I used to.
What team? Hey, what team does Paige play for? What team she get drafted to?
Paige Buchers.
Who?
How you say the last
Beckers.
name? Beckers. She went to.
She played her first game yesterday.
I know. I did just see that.
Preseason.
Ooh. I forgot.
He avoiding all eye contact. He said, "Don't ask that question."
I was trying to think because I don't remember.
She plays
Go
with
ahead.
Enrique Agumake.
That doesn't help.
Enrique?
Yeah, that's my girl too. Shout out to her.
LA Stars.
No,
Wait, say that name again?
Enrique
What's her last name?
Agumake. That's how I pronounce it. I mean, it's I don't know if that's right.
I don't know.
But we
The
did a shoot
Dallas
together.
what?
Sparks.
No, that's LA.
Stars.
I think that's the hockey team.
What does a bird have?
Wings. Oh, the Dallas Wings.
That sound right.
Y'all don't have to be locked
know.
in, but there's certain things that y'all gotta know.
What
I be
team does?
seeing- I got bad memory.
Y'all know what team Angel Reese play for, right?
Yes,
Come
Chicago.
on now.
Oh, you said come on now. I thought fucking what's college did Paige go to?
I don't know.
But you said come on now.
I mean, that was two different, literally two different questions.
Fucking UConn is fucking
Gina Ariema got 1 million rings.
yes. Like what? I mean,
I
thought you
know
would
Angel
that more than you
Reese
would know
more
what
than I
team
know
she
her.
went to. Huh?
I know Angel Reese more than I know her.
But I just asked you who Angel Reese teammate was and what school she went to.
Oh, it was
I said I know
Haley,
Angel Reese,
It
not
was
her.
Haley Van Ley. Wow, how do you
No,
say
no,
that?
no. I was talking about Flau'jae.
Oh, Van Lee.
Just know the W season
It's a lot of
starts,
things
what,
I
the
don't
20
know, but it's a lot of
15th?
things I do know too.
No, for sure. That's why you ain't gotta get insecure about things you don't know. You just learn them.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
No one is only half the battle.
because you
What's
know.
the other half?
actually executing and doing it.
Oh, okay.
Because you know.
I would say remembering is the other half of the battle.
I love to see y'all go back and forth on that. You think he's remembering?
No, that was him who said he thinks
I
it's
know.
remembering.
So do you agree?
No, you can remember it. If you don't execute, then that shit don't matter.
Can you think you could tell me 2 teams Trevor Booker plays for, or the team that Aja Wilson plays for?
Aja Wilson plays for.
Hey, bro. Kid Trill, stop doing this. Stop asking these questions.
I'm just curious. Oh, you're a basketball guy, so
don't
maybe
know.
NBA guy. Maybe you know the 2 teams that Trevor Booker plays for.
I hope you can answer all of it. Number
No.
1.
Oh.
Did he?
Mike?
Well, yeah, he knows what team Aja Wilson play for. What about the? Can you answer both?
Wait, no. That face tells me he
Can
doesn't.
you answer both?
I can answer Trevor Booker for sure.
Okay.
Washington,
Mm-hmm.
Utah.
Yes.
Okay, 2
So
for 2.
what's Aja Wilson's team?
She played for
Y'all better not ban no A1s when they come out
Yeah,
next week, man.
because y'all was talking about him.
Yeah.
because I like the shoe.
Nah, fuck you.
If Kyrie could get the Griffies without knowing who Ken Griffey, then I could.
No, Kyrie don't
Hell
get paid
no.
for this shit.
Hell no. He wearing the Griffies too, boy. That's crazy. That shit. That's the moment you have to be there for it to be that funny. Motherfucker playing MLB The Show with Ken
I say,
Griffey
what?
and didn't know nothing.
Say that again. Yeah, he wearing the Griffies. Duh. The fuck? Yeah, Jordan is wearing the Jordans too on 2K. No, I'm not moving on to the next segment. No.
You know who her boyfriend is?
Yeah, it's who the Bam.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, ain't okay.
Okay.
What team does she play for?
What team's Bam play for?
It ain't 30 teams in the W.
I know it's not.
It ain't college basketball either. Whoever got commercial, she had a billboard on 290. She had a whole billboard.
I seen that damn CarMax commercial
New
about
York
50 times. Oh, no, actually 50 million
say?
times.
New York,
No, she doesn't play for New York. But I'm happy that you gave a guess. He won't even give a guess.
LA,
LA what?
Sparks.
Still
Huh?
wrong. Still wrong, but no.
I'm talking about, now keep going. You know she don't play for the Sky, so that's 3.
She don't play for the Fever.
Yeah.
Okay. The
She
team
don't-
that got the first pick she don't play for, which was?
I don't remember.
What team did Paige go drafted to?
I don't know.
I just asked you
He
that to
just
start
gave.
off.
He did say half the battle was remembering.
Yeah,
so
I didn't remember.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
that's a quarter of the.
shit was 1 minute ago.
yeah, bro. This is bad. Do you remember?
No, I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh, my fucking goodness, bad. Okay. Dallas Wings. She don't play for them. So that's
She's like a 2-time champion. This teams be winning.
she don't play for the Liberty.
Mercury.
No.
Nope.
Okay though, come on. You getting the teams out the way.
You only got about.
And I don't wanna-
give me a conference.
I don't want to act like I'm a
Western Conference, I guess. I don't know.
I don't want to act like I'm a W.
Phoenix.
That's the Mercury.
That's the Mercury.
Oh.
I don't act like I'm a W NBA
Expert.
expert, but my goodness, man.
I have no clue who she played for.
Okay, what if I tell you the city, you'll know?
Yeah.
We go there
On a yearly basis.
every year.
Yearly?
Las Vegas Aces.
There we go.
Oh.
All that being said, tune in to the show on ESPN.
I forgot Las Vegas had a team. Sorry.
Golden State has a team now.
Wow.
I just broke that news to bro. He ain't had no idea. Any idea of what they could be named? If the Golden State Warriors exists, the women's
You heard
version
what I
is
said? What'd I say?
I actually don't
I
know.
got you.
I said I hate you.
I'm gonna ask you the same question.
What up?
Golden State has a team. If the Golden State Warriors exist, the women's version of the Warriors is
I don't know.
what if I told you there is an MCU character with the same name?
Ooh. It's not ringing any bell.
What if I told you this MCU character is predominantly in Thor movies?
I've never seen a Thor movie.
She's predominantly
Is
in
it
Thor
good?
movies. Oh, is it
What if I told you she was played by Tessa Thompson?
I don't know who that is. Hella or his mom.
But you know who
No.
Sidney Sweeney is.
Is it Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch?
No, yeah, they are the
Oh,
Golden
no.
State Scarlet Witches.
I know
man.
Scarlet Witch is with Magneto. My
Start
bad.
you your motherfucking common
The
sense.
Michigan Hawks.
No, Scarlet Witch. I thought it was witches, but
No,
Scarlet Witch is with Magneto, not Thor. I'm sorry.
no, she's not either. That's Marvel Rivals. That's not even.
Oh, I thought that was in like they real storyline too.
No.
Oh,
Okay. These female warriors rode into battle on flying horses. Maybe I just don't know what Valkyries are.
no.
Yeah, I don't.
I would have never gotten to that. I've never even heard that word before.
Okay, there you go. Now you
To
learn.
never hear that word is crazy. I just didn't actually know what to associate it with. You know, I watched Valkyrie for about a couple years.
What's
What?
up?
Valkyrie, you know, the streamer.
Oh, Valky Ray.
Oh, I thought it was Valkyrie.
Shout out to Valky Ray.
I thought,
One of
hey,
the
that
goats.
makes sense now.
Yeah, her name was Ray. Yeah. Shout out to you. Watched it for years. You don't even know how to pronounce her name.
Well, I
How
was
da-
watching.
How dare you?
I'll be watching on mute, KB.
That's equivalent to Shorty trying to rap that shit until on mute. He's not lying though, because he was watching that one Strawberry Girl on mute for sure. What's her name?
Strawberry Tabby?
Yeah.
He was definitely.
You know she did a stream with
bro.
with Speed.
Who?
Strawberry Taffy.
So she did.
They
I didn't
was
know
in,
who that
bro,
was
they was
until
in
you.
a they was in a pool. They was
Mike
in a
talking about, all
swimming
right, I'm
pool.
gonna raid yada yada yada. I'm like, I'm just watching this thing. Come on.
Hey, bro, that
lady
might-
almost butt naked with oil on.
That might be one of your best moments of this show, bro. I'm sorry. That is crazy.
Yeah, I had found out I was subscribed to someone when we was looking through the subscriptions, and he was like, Mike probably rated her, and you were just sitting in there, and that's why.
And somebody
Yeah,
gifted it,
that's totally why.
I had never even seen that name before. I was like, who the fuck is this?
This is the guy who told the principal, I'm gonna do what I want.
I don't.
I said it in my mind though. Motherfucker using telekinesis.
Hell no. Oh man.
About a big beef. That was about a big beef. Oh shit. Oh, that boy Darrick turned into a fucking badass.
I ain't never ordered no food in high school like to bring that shit
Yeah,
there.
that's my boy was. He said he created Uber Eats. He created Postmates Uber. You was ahead of your time, brother. That was like damn near. Yeah, it was like 12 years ago. My man said, "Hey, bring me a big beef dip, hot and sweet, on the side, with a large cheese fry and a chocolate cake shake. Drop it off at the door."
Hey, we still got to preview a few series.
I'm enjoying this shit much more.
Cavs versus Pacers.
Go ahead. You talk your shit because you picking the Pacers or something?
No, I'm not picking the Pacers. I'm picking the Cavs in 5 actually, but the odds were too good not to put some money on. Yeah, I mean the way the Cavs just took care of the Miami Heat and the way they've been dominating the entire series. Like I tried to like watch previous games. None of the stars played in like none of their games, so it's no like, hey, when they play, they had Pascal Siakam do this versus it don't really matter. And I'm just gonna go with the talent. This team is running on all cylinders, and the only thing is like, will Darius Garland toe be okay? And if his toe is okay, then I think this is like a 5-game
So
series.
what Cal Anderson said.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, he said that they look like a better team
Oh, when he
without
won-
Darius
yeah.
Garland.
And
But
then the
said
numbers
that-
said it to be true too.
And he also just saying that to back his boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Tyler
Even though
Hero.
he probably won't play for them next year.
You
How
think
do
he
y'all
said
feel
that
about
to back
this?
his
series?
boy?
Yeah, he said that to back Tyler Hero.
I think it also was true.
Yes.
Like the numbers say that they were a way
Did
better
you see
team
the interview or did you
defensively.
read it?
No, I just read it.
He
I didn't
says in there, like, I know that they got their little shit. He's saying, I'm not taking no shot or
Yeah.
anything, but they were much more dangerous when, like, we didn't know what to do. Because, yeah, it could come off like that if you read it, but when you watch it, he's letting it be known. Like, I know what the hell going on. Nobody's trying to diss him. He's a good player or whatever. But the difference in the series was when they didn't have him, they kicked our ass. Because
Yeah.
there's nobody to hunt on offense. I mean, on offense. And shit, they just was hitting all cylinders.
I think the luxury of having a first round series like the Cavs did is that there's nothing that like the opposing team did that the next team can be like, yep, I think we may have found the recipe. They just dominate the Heat so much that it's like, damn, you starting from scratch if you Rick Carlisle and his coaching staff.
But on the flip side, there are some things that the Cavs can look at in that Pacers series because the Bucks were not nearly as good as a team as the Cavaliers, and they made it a lot more interesting than I anticipated after the first couple of games. So
did we even talk about the end of that Bucks? Was that the last episode or was that this episode?
Go ahead.
It's like I've never seen a team full of professionals that were just terrified of having the ball in their hands. That was
we talking about who you talking about. We have to sit up here and talk about Jackson Hayes and is he an NBA player? Come on,
Gary Trent. I just don't understand.
AJ Green.
I don't understand those two possessions where Gary Trent just won him on the wing and he just throws it. I don't even think he just threw it to the other team, and he did it twice. The other time AJ Green's throwing the ball and he doesn't even catch the ball; just rolls through his hands.
Yeah, I look at AJ Green so like just because.
He's such a good free throw shooter.
He's who we want to have the ball.
Yeah.
When he caught the ball, it's like, oh, Pacers in trouble. Like, I thought they had something with Kevin Porter Jr. taking his time, not being able to get the ball up. But once he threw it up and found AJ Green and he the one that had it, I was like, ooh, that might be it. And then he throws it like he don't want to get fouled.
Yeah. And it seems like also, where's like the game awareness to where like the Pacers can't let this clock run. Like they just can't let it run. The clock is on our side.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone panicking when we literally have the time on our side? But we're the team that's panicking. I just, that shit just was so stupid. That was one of the biggest meltdowns.
Doc gonna get
I've
fired
ever
for
seen.
that. They gonna say that was Doc's fault.
His ass should have been fired a while ago. No.
That's what you talk about when that in those close moments, those close games like that, bro. That pressure, that should be unreal.
Yeah. That's where having someone like Dame on the court just makes it all so much damn easy.
And I don't,
Man, 40 seconds, 7-point lead is crazy, man.
I don't take it, or I don't make it excuses for other players, or like say you should have just been better in this moment just because of that pressure. I only just applaud the people that really just come out and do their own shit during that pressure of the moment. That's why that Jalen Brunson shot, that shit is still just ingrained in my mind.
Haliburton one-on-one with Giannis,
Mm-hmm.
get straight to the basket.
I love the aggression he was playing with. Even though he missed a ton of shots in overtime.
That was late in that game. He
I
took
thought
over that game.
Before he took over, there was times where he did something that y'all talk about all the time, trying to get it all back in one shot.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing that early, and then
With the two
eventually,
threes?
yeah, then he settled himself down and got the.
It was a
easier,
few times
better
where he
shots.
had Giannis on him, and he just went right around him.
Didn't Nembhard hit the big shot to like start
Yeah, he
this
did.
run?
He did.
My
I think that goes
confusing
under
thing
notice.
with Tyrese Haliburton, not even with him, but when people who guard him, his jump shot is so funky that it's like when you have the length, why allow him to get around you? Why it's not stay length distance?
Yeah.
Where it's harder
Because you
for
could
him.
probably you could still get a contest.
Yes, he has to load the jump shot up, especially when it's going left. So I was very confused when he was able to get to the cup so easily against Giannis down the stretch. Because I damn near live with him having to do a step back over me if I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo versus him going around me making the layup to tie the game up.
Especially, there's no Brook Lopez in the game either, so it's not like he has a rim protector down there. He is the rim protection.
Yeah, it's bad. It was bad all accounts, and I bet it was one of those things where like some of the players are just happy that it's over. It was kind of a nightmare season, all things considered. And even if they would have won this game, do y'all feel like they go to game 6 and 7 and win to make it
Does
interesting?
Gary
Probably
Trent
not.
drop 37?
Yeah, I
Right,
don't
yeah, I
know.
guess
Bro,
that's the
Gary
point.
Trent was literally.
I still think the Pacers ultimately win it, but I don't know how much they could.
We did see the shift. Like it took him to the back against the wall for Doc to play that lineup.
Yeah.
To start that lineup. I'm sorry. That it was like going into the game, they were plus 24 with that lineup, and he finally did it. And they came out and it was like 20-6 to start the game or something like that.
on the road,
yeah.
in Indianapolis. So like, yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's hard for me to say they would have won the series. The Pacers had been a better team for almost all of the series, but they'd have definitely made them work a lot more.
Yeah. Shout out to Gary Trent, though. He played a phenomenal
The later that
series.
series get, the more and more you don't want to be in that if you're the Pacers too, because you're going against like a Giannis type player.
And it seems like his shooters had confidence. So
You
Yeah,
can tell
you
Giannis was definitely gassed down the stretch.
He was
though.
so gassed.
He took the
Yeah.
step
The
back
three.
three, and that's when I
Yeah.
hit the group chat. And then obviously Tyrese Haliburton blowing past him. It's like
That was funny. I couldn't wait to drop that on Twitter.
That was when Gary Trent Gary
got
Trent
so
hit like
crazy.
2 or 3 threes
turning
in a
up.
row.
Yeah.
It got so crazy. People like, what an update? And I was like, I ain't need no update because this is like, but I missed the update because we was
Oh,
all
he
in
said
shock.
sorry.
I said,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
KB.
completely missed that.
I
'Cause
think
we
you
was-
said I'm sorry, KB, before the game was even over. It was just like you saw.
I saw the writing on the
yeah,
wall.
you saw the writing on the wall. You saw one of the two bad turnovers. You was like, nope, this shit over with. Is there anything? And I know it may be a disservice to what we do as a job. Is there any analysis, if you will, about the Eastern Conference second round? Like, is there anything in your opinion that the Knicks can do to win their series?
No, not for the Knicks, really. Just because.
I just know Cat has to be consistent. Like he has to be on the label, not a Jalen Brunson, but he's gonna have to be a definitive. I'm here every night. I can play
I will
every
say
night.
this about this series. One of the things about the Celtics, not even with just us, but even going forward, they are as banged up as I think we've seen them with this team. I don't know the severity. They obviously have gotten a bunch of rest by taking care of their business early, which is why I wish the Knicks wouldn't have played around at home and would have closed out the Pistons game in 5, the Pistons series in 5. That is one thing. Like I even think I just got an alert on my phone saying Drew Holiday something hamstring. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not wishing on anybody to be hurt. I don't even think Drew Holiday gonna miss time. But
You
like
gotta
if
play
he's
what's in
not,
front of you.
huh?
You gotta play what's in front of you.
Yeah, but if he's not 100%, you know.
But also,
guess,
I just also feel like they just got so many bodies to go at Brunson, Jalen Brown, Darrick
Not if they
White,
don't have Drew Holiday.
Jalen
But still,
Brown.
Darrick White and Jalen Brown is still a lot to have to deal with. You also Tatum's probably gonna get so. I just
Jalen
don't-
Brown probably. It's gonna be probably a lot of Darrick White.
and I
Drew
know they
Holiday.
like the matchup hunt. It's hard to matchup hunt that Celtics starting 5.
It's gonna be tough.
Was it just Porzingis?
I don't know. I mean, we give the ball to Brunson. I don't know if we necessarily wasting our possession matchup hunting. He was just Saurus to guard him. You might try to do some screening
Yeah,
or whatever.
He definitely would try to get
but
the screen, but
then that's every NBA team. But I don't know if we're dragging out our possessions to say, hey, no, we ain't get it, so come back.
I do want to
Sometimes
one thing. The
he
Celtics,
comfortable.
the Celtics will do that shit though.
He comfortable.
Oh, that's the Celtics MO.
Tatum gonna have Jalen Brunson in every action.
He
Or
comfortable
Towns.
going at
Jalen Brunson
Yeah,
or
or
Towns.
Towns.
who
Yeah,
is
Jalen
guarding
Brunson or
Towns?
Porzingis, but like that's
No, he's not. Porzingis is guarding Josh Hart.
And he's going to help for Towns.
Yeah.
So who
So
is
then-
guarding?
So what is it? Tatum then?
Maybe
It might be Tatum. It might be Tatum.
I
Or
could
if-
also see Tatum spending a lot of time guarding Jalen Brunson too.
And I could see Brown.
I was gonna say
guarding.
Al Horford probably gonna
Carl.
get some minutes on Cat too.
Yeah, I think this right here is one of those series where Cat gonna have to really like, he's gonna have to enforce his will and like really have
I
to.
agree.
He can't have none of them passive
Man.
games where he's not really doing
That
shit.
was one of my biggest complaints about like the Thibodeau offense in this series, and I guess Karl Anthony Towns as a whole. It's like it felt like they forgot that teams do this to them, that they put their bigs on Josh Hart,
yeah.
and it's like, what do we do? What do we do now? Like y'all been seeing this all season long. So that's one thing they gotta remedy if they want any chance. They gotta find a way to make Josh Hart effective offensively, and by doing that, that makes Karl Anthony Towns more.
Josh Hart
effective.
also has to get to what makes him really special, and that's really like being a menace on that offensive glass. Like that could be something that could really shift the series for or at least extend it for him. Like that's if you can get you some extra possessions, you increase your value offensively, even if your shot not falling.
The banged up thing is real though. Like, yeah, if they're gonna have any chance, they kind of have to have some injury luck. I've never seen a tour player play with a yellow ball before. Wow, that is crazy. That's the reason why he's +9 on the day.
I think Drew Holiday, the Drew Holiday thing is important because now we're talking about Porzingis guarding a Josh Hart. Drew Holiday is a guy to hold his own on a Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
And if you don't have him, that's one less player. So now if Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum has to guard Porzingis, then yeah, who really is guarding Brunson?
I think Porzingis has played really well against y'all this year in the games that he's
He
played.
has. And I wonder if they're going to have Josh Hart start to be a screener for Brunson.
I mean that you got to do something again though, because you can't just have you can't just have Porzingis hanging out in the paint if he's helping out Josh Hart, because the offense is gonna be it's gonna fall apart it's literally all Brunson. And I don't know. I just can't get over that. It's just you see so many different offenses. Obviously, you have your go-to guy, but it's like we're gonna have some type of movement or get everybody else involved. Theirs is like Brunson, go ahead, your world, and we gonna drive and kick right after that.
And
Drive and
also-
kick, drive and kick.
If the Celtics have one of them 3-point games, I honestly don't even see a world where the Knicks can even like.
But this is why I
remotely
told
compete.
people all year long. I still had the Celtics as my favorite.
Yeah.
They don't have to be the Knicks. We could talk about a team that don't. We could if they played the Pacers right now. What would we be saying different? They swing the rock. They play together. What would you be saying though? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the Celtics are really fucking good. That's why people, would, hey man, y'all won, but y'all finna get your ass. But what you gonna do as a Celtic? Nothing. It's the fucking Celtics.
And I think
they
it's-
good. Newsflash.
And the Celtics, I feel like they win a lot of games not even being locked in. I think we mentioned it about like them locking in the fourth quarter and just taking home games or whatever. When it's a big matchup and they come out locked up from the get-go, this is when you see the nastiest ball.
That's why I don't like playing in the Garden sometimes.
Bro, they
'Cause
finna
people
start
get up to
turning up.
compete.
I
Yeah,
seen,
everybody want to play in the Garden.
I seen some people that was worried just because the Magic kind of hung around and they were physically, literally beating up on the Celtics.
Yeah.
I know the Celtics are glad they kind of got
Knicks
that
team,
out the way early.
They don't have that. They don't have that type of
Yeah.
player.
No.
I don't think they have that type of coach because in the regular season, I'm gonna make up these numbers, but just the realm of it. The Celtics were averaging, let's say, 45 3-pointers per game. When they went against the Orlando Magic cut that down by like 20 a game. The Knicks don't have the personnel or the coaching staff to do the same thing that kept the Orlando Magic in that series. Because if you're gonna let the Celtics get up their season average and 3-pointers attempted, GG's, you're probably gonna lose that game. Or that series at large, and I just don't think.
Shout out to the
Knicks can
Cavs,
stop
man.
that.
The Cavs have a
They're
team.
the one true hope.
The Cavs
to
have a
stop the
team that can
Celtics.
that can try to match up with them and do their thing, and even them. If that is going to be the series, as good as the Cavs are, I think they have a better chance from a team perspective as far as how they're constructed than the Knicks and some of the other teams. But even that series,
The Knicks were
probably
kind of
would
built
lean.
this season to be the Celtics,
Yeah.
and it's
They-
like a poor imitation of it.
Yeah, they went and got big wings, and they went and got a big
Shooting five.
Yeah,
and-
so
It
they
would just
definitely
be
went
Josh Hart would have to be the shooter that Darrick White or Drew Holiday could be, and
That's
he's
a lot
not.
to ask.
He's
Yeah,
not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they ask. I
I
just
think
think that
that
when you try to
also-
mirror the teams,
Yeah.
that's the one glaring thing.
I think the also underrated thing is everybody on the Celtics
Our bench ain't shit.
is a willing playmate. Like Drew Holiday can have a game where he has 7 to 8 assists. Same thing with Darrick White. Same thing with Jason Tatum. You can kind of go down the list. Like everybody is really good at creating their own while also getting other people involved.
yeah. Whereas like the Knicks is just one really main creator.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard. It's hard to beat a team with that play style. We've seen it from multiple different guys. Like sometimes that play style, it eventually just runs out. So unless you
Yeah.
just
That shit
have,
is
unless you have
tiring, bro.
LeBron,
It is tiring.
Like,
That shit is
you
tiring.
just have to have the best player of all time to be able to do it.
I think you just have to credit the Celtics, man, because again, even if we play different, if this is the Pacers, if you take us out and you put the Pacers in there who play completely different than we play, I still don't I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're still picking the Celtics.
It's not a ton of analysis that can go on.
Celtics are just unfair. But
I would probably
all
give
the reports
Pacers.
are saying that they finna have to explore breaking this shit up in
Yeah,
the
yeah, this
offseason regardless
offseason,
anyway.
Apparently,
the
yeah,
last
this,
dance.
Yeah, this is like their last chance because
Which I think is terrible.
I honestly thought they're just so damn expensive. It's hard to really.
I think that's weak though.
they spend.
They ain't do nothing out of this world. They did what they were supposed to do.
Well, they have a new owner.
Yeah,
too, so,
I understand what's
yeah.
going on, but I think it's weak.
It is.
I think they should be able to have a team because they did everything that they were supposed to do. It ain't like Kevin Durant joined
Yeah.
73-9. It ain't like you took 3 guys who plotted together to get to the same team. They
It's just-
executed
yeah.
great moves.
Danny Ainge finessing people 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and then now Brad Stevens is finessing people 2 years ago.
It's just that.
So are the Thunder going to run into the same situation?
Eventually,
Yeah. See, I think that's weak.
Yeah. It seems like when new owners come in, they like, do we want to pay $500,000 to this
but
roster?
maybe I didn't read. Did y'all read the report that said this was ownership versus just the CBA?
I thought I've never seen anything with the ownership.
I
I
interpreted
thought I
it as the CBA
interpreted it
just
as
being.
just the owner. I didn't know it was just.
See, I
like
interpreted it the other way.
Oh, because of the draft picks being locked and all that, right?
No, the team.
Let me see.
They
I
not
got the
gonna
feeling
have-
that it was the owner and they didn't want to spend the money, but I could be wrong.
Oh. Because when you have the first and the second aprons, Tatum makes the money he make. Brown has the highest paid contract.
Kristaps make all.
Kristaps makes the shit ton.
Drew Holiday make
Drew
30
Holiday,
million.
and then Derrick White is going to have to start to make. If
And
he ain't
then-
already, he's going to get paid again.
Peyton, I don't know.
Pritchard got-
If Peyton Pritchard is not already on
No,
the
they locked him up.
They locked him
Team
up a
friendly
while
deal.
ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Team friendly deal.
Yeah, no, this says right here in this article, change was inevitable. The Celtics roster is prohibitively expensive, and stop using these big ass college words. Puts measures placed a big spenders under the new collective bargaining agreement, and will soon force the Boston Celtics to trim costs in order to remain a competitive long term. So
That's what I
it's a
said for
CBA.
the Thunder.
Yeah.
The Thunder they're gonna get penalized for drafting good because they're gonna have Shea, MVP that they're gonna pay. J-Dub is gonna command money. Chet is gonna command money, and then that's gonna take up 70% of your team budget.
Do you
Getting
think-
getting below the second apron be a priority sooner rather than later, and key pieces on the roster invariably will be moved to keep the Celtics in position to compete long term. Because you lose all them draft picks by being second apron. You can't do this, you can't do that. There's no flexibility. So second apron, getting under that is the priority. So it doesn't even mention ownership at all in this article.
Damn. So that's actually crazy because, like, when you think about it, how guys are getting paid $60 million annually, that shit.
That's what I was
why I
going to
was
say. Is the
interested
CBA? It's got to be consistently going up, though, right? Because if players are, if we're gonna get a player that's 75, Devin Booker's getting 75 million. How are we gonna keep that?
Yeah,
same
no,
CBA?
that part is continuing to move up.
Okay, that
But
makes
the numbers in the CBA may change, but the constraints stay the same.
Yeah.
So
so it's like the inflation.
NBA inflation.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
and
yeah,
Derrick White already got paid. I'm tripping. He got 20 this year, 28, 30, 32, 34 in 2028.
because if stars are demanding 2 stars is basically 100 million plus at this point.
Mhm.
Your role players are damn near 20 to 30 million too. So it's like the price of the NBA players are so much that you gonna hit that CBA and you're not gonna be able to be
Yeah.
consistently with that team for long.
Yeah. It's
it
so
backfires
crazy.
on the players too, though,
Yeah.
because we've seen a lot of players not be able to have a quote unquote market. So you had
Yeah,
a
true.
Yabusele signing for what he signed for?
1 year, like $5 million or something.
Something little like that.
Yeah. Now he's actually worth much more than that now. So
And the only way he's going to be able to get it is to go to probably somewhere, Brooklyn. He can't. He's not going to have.
go to a contender.
It just have to be like a mid-level exception team that can give him like $10 million a year, but that's the full mid-level.
Yeah.
But most teams don't have the full; they have a partial.
Yeah.
So
And it's crazy because, like, he's like a contending,
Commodity, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like he's going to be a contending team guy. I don't want to see Yabusele go to a bad team.
Right.
I genuinely, because the story of him not being able to stay on the roster, he goes overseas, he plays phenomenal, he plays amazing in Team USA. Teams are like, oh shit, he might be an actual competent NBA player now. Let's bring him over, and then he shows you he's a very good NBA player. And now it's just like shit. Wow,
Can't afford them.
Hey, good job. Got to go out there in Brooklyn. Just figuring it out right now. You got
it
to
might
go
be
to.
teammates with Giannis, though. Who knows?
Might got to go over.
Might be teammates with Giannis. I wouldn't mind that.
We didn't spend a lot of time on the Cavs versus Pacers. Do y'all have any
I
things
just
that
think,
y'all looking for
I think
in
the
the series?
size, the size of the Cavs, I think would be a big problem for the Pacers. Just because I think when you have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley down there, I just think that could just give them some real problems. Because Miles Turner's a good, but Miles Turner isn't like a physical big. He's more of like a finesse big, and like I just think the guard play of what the Cavs are gonna bring, I just think it's gonna cause them a lot of problems. I just don't really see the Pacers having a lot that they can hang their hat on against the Cavs. I think the Cavs, they've literally damn near constructed like the perfect roster.
Who do y'all think gets the Haliburton assignment to start the games? Is it like Max Strus?
Yeah,
It'll have to be.
because it's not Donovan or Darius.
That sounds like it should be pretty easy for Tyrese.
I'm easy to do what?
Not easy, but it's not the. I don't think if
I
you're
don't know,
looking at
Tyler
the,
Hero was fucking struggling against Max Strus, man.
if you're looking at defenders across the playoffs and you had to pick Max Strus, I don't think that's the craziest.
Yeah, but I
thing,
think the best thing for the Cavaliers
is they have
it
the
ain't-
help defense.
Yeah, they defend
that
as a
and
team.
Also, Haliburton, if you look at the playoffs, it ain't like he's Donovan Mitchell who's getting
That's
you
why I was gonna
44
say,
points.
Tyrese is gonna have to show up in this series. Like he's gonna have to be better than he was in the first series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's got to have games where he attempts 20+ shots.
Yeah.
He just needs to do that.
He's not that. He hasn't shown that he's that type of player on a consistent basis. So I think the Cavs are a little bit more comfortable in that sense.
Yeah.
And they also know he doesn't want to really get to the rim, which they know they have an answer for it. They have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley at the rim.
I'm
So-
interested to see how much the Pacers can hang, though. Again, it's
Yeah,
kind of like
for
the
sure.
Knicks series, where I don't think it's end all be all if the Cavaliers win the series. They're the better team. I think it's how the Pacers conduct themselves and if they get ran out the gym. I think most people are going to pick the Celtics against the Knicks. Are the Knicks going to get swept, though? Are the Knicks going to get blown out in majority of the games? Is what's the thing that the Knicks are going to have to look at. Same thing with the Pacers.
Can the Pacers bench keep up with the Cavs bench remotely? That's going to be one of those. The Cavs bench has been a determining factor for this whole season. And then once they got DeAndre Hunter, it's kind of just a cherry on top. So
Pacers bench be keeping up.
yeah,
though.
no, they do.
They be
but
doing their shit.
it's kind of
TJ McConnell come in.
TJ
Obi
McConnell had a
Toppin,
crazy good last
Benedict
game.
Mathurin. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, they just got to keep up with them.
Yeah, it's plus 410 for them to win the series. For the Knicks, it's plus 570 to win their series.
Damn.
I think it's opened up at the Celtics being minus 1,000 to win
that's
the series.
crazy.
But that's insane.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they
I
said
would-
there's damn near no chance that they lose this
I
series.
just sprinkled a little bit on the Pacers.
I'm going Cavs in 5 for that one
Same.
because
That's what I was.
I think the
going with, too.
Pacers. I think the Cavs. It's just sometimes you're just bound to have a bad shooting night. And just like things just don't go your way. I think the Pacers are good enough to go steal one, but Cavs. The way that Darius Garland was sitting on the bench smiling as his team was busting the other team ass, it's just like sometimes just some teams are just way better than others.
Yeah, also just
I can't take anything from that Heat series and bring it over to here because a part of it is how good the Cavs are, but the Heat are also ass compared to the Pacers.
Yeah, that's very true.
And so I'm gonna give the Pacers getting 2 in this series. I think the Pacers can get 2. I think Pascal Siakam is the most underrated player in the NBA. And I like the surrounding pieces. I like what Andrew Nembhard can do. I like Miles Turner's ability to hit timely shots. I like them to have a game where their bench is overproductive, where they do a little bit more than you predict, where Obi Toppin makes 3 threes or TJ McConnell is just automatic from his little mid-range.
I ain't gonna lie, I like the games where TJ McConnell is so good that Tyrese just gets extended rest. Like sometimes I think where
Jarris
Tyrese
Walker
come out
gave
like
some good
2-minute
moments.
mark and they let TJ McConnell rock. Sometimes Tyrese don't even come back to like 6-7 minutes left because TJ's been so damn good.
It's a really good issue to have. So I'm gonna give the Pacers 2. I got the Cavs in 6.
I'm going Cavs in 5.
Yeah.
What about the other? I don't know if we gave predictions
I'm
for
going
Knicks, Cavs, or
Celtics
Knicks.
and 5.
Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 5. Be my guess there.
I think both of these series will be kind of quick. Unfortunately, I would
They can
love
be
to see
they
them
can
in-
be quick but good. You know.
Yeah.
We know that to be true.
If they are gonna be quick, I hope that they are good. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. The most disappointing shit I've experienced already in this short playoffs that we've watched, it ain't nothing like sitting at your office desk watching these games. You know what I mean? You trying to if you're gonna cook dinner or eat dinner or go out with your girl or something, you try to do it early so you can have this time that you create and lock in. And I don't know how y'all watch, but I'm watching with my pen and my pad. I'm locked in, focused, and it be some bullshit.
The Grizzlies.
So
I think the best thing
Grizzlies
about
did
the
that a
first
lot.
round is that with us having like 3 games a night, at least you felt that one of those games is going to be good. Now we might get
it's-
1 game a night
yeah.
and it might be shit.
yeah. And I don't like that personally. So if it's gonna be fast, be interested, man. Be interested.
Waiting
Knicks,
all day and
Celtics,
it be at 8 o'clock at night.
Because tonight we got Nuggets,
Game 7.
and I just hope that.
Bro, that pray that
I
game.
just
If
hope
that's a
it-
blow,
yeah.
I'm be so sad.
I'm gonna be
man.
so mad. As far as the Knicks prediction, I would love to be able to say Knicks in 6, and you kind of take care of home. They was letting the Pistons come in there, man, and win. Madison Square Garden is supposed to be damn near like Denver. You get a little boost. You know what I'm saying?
The opposing team get a boost in
They
Madison Square
disappointed me
Garden.
with that. And
Same with Staples.
No, they get a boost, but you're not supposed to get no boost bigger than the home team itself. And we banged up as well. I mean, I mentioned Drew Holiday and some of the
Jalen Brunson, I don't know how he getting it done on that ankle. still.
Udonis Haslam said that ankle won't be fully healthy till the summer.
Give me I'll give my Knicks 2. I think Mitchell Robinson. The one game at the end of the year that we played them our best and they still won with Tatum heroics. I think that was like the first time Mitchell Robinson we was able to have. In
That was the
game.
Porzingis game.
And so,
Didn't they go to OT?
yes, it did. Yeah. I ain't gonna dispute the Porzingis game, but my memories is Jason Tatum killing us
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
to win the game.
That's a bad man right
I
there.
think he sent it to overtime.
He
and,
did.
Yeah, the three.
Yes.
That
He
three
did,
at the top of the key. Oh yeah, that was nasty.
Yep.
A couple more NBA things before we get to some
Who
unplugged
was
stuff.
that? Derrick?
Manu Ball.
And who else?
Ball.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gregg Popovich has stepped away from coaching officially after having some health complications over the last year. Mitch Johnson is now the full-term head coach for the Spurs and not just interim. And Pop is going to go to like a team president role, but it is official. We won't be seeing the greatest coach of all time on the sidelines doing his thing anymore. Gave us 29 years of greatness.
What an experience.
The
Yeah, it
most
was.
winningest coach in NBA history, and then what, 5 championships to show for it, right? Is that the right number?
Never forget when
Was it
his
4?
ass
Say what?
How many championships did Pop end up with? Is it 5 or 4?
Isn't it 5?
5.
5.
5. Okay, there we go.
Never forget when it was like 2 minutes of the game and he pulled every damn starter and told
Let's
his
go
ass,
through
come
the
sit
5.
next to me.
He won.
He won one with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's sophomore season.
He won Tony Parker Finals MVP.
Yep. He won 2015 against Bron. Or was it 2014 against Bron in the Heat?
2014. No,
That's
I think
that's
it's
2014,
2014.
2013-14, he won
He has
against the Heat.
4.
And then
We could just go through Finals MVPs. David
Kawhi,
Kawhi,
Tim Duncan,
Tim Duncan,
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker.
and Tim Duncan again.
Tim
right?
Duncan has 2, I believe.
So I think he got 4 rings.
Let's see. Let's fact check it.
I think it's
Do we know
five.
ball?
Because don't Tim Duncan have 5 rings?
Yeah, I
No.
think so because
Does
Tony
he
Parker
does?
has the same.
Why is my
He won 5. He won 5.
Okay, which one do we forget?
Oh.
90. We got 99, 2003,
We forgot
2000.
2005 or 2007.
Who's 2007 against? That's against Bron.
That's against Bron.
Tony got
That's
4.
sweet.
So Tim got 5.
Yeah,
Right,
he
'cause
beat
Tony
Bron
wasn't there
twice.
for
Yeah.
the first one. Tony was there for the first. There we go.
They beat Bron twice.
Mhm.
Then they beat.
Ain't it crazy? He would have beat Bron 3 times.
Who did they
It
beat? in
wasn't for Ray
05?
Allen.
The Pistons.
05. No, Pistons won in 05. No, Pistons won in 06.
No, Pistons won 04.
No.
I think it was 04.
Might have been the Nets.
My whole fucking timeline. Okay.
Pistons did not win in 06. Yeah, I know what I was talking about. Pistons won in 04, man.
It's
Mhm.
04.
So damn 06.
Oh, that was Darvin Ham's last year. Yeah.
Real Kobe fans know when Kobe lost. I know about Kobe losing more than the Pistons winning. Talk about the Pistons.
Shout out Gregg Popovich, man. Hell of a career.
What's your favorite Gregg moment?
Maybe when the game tipped off and he intentionally fouled Shaq just for the fun of it. Just to fuck around with
Talk about
Shaq. Yeah.
I remember one moment against the Bulls vividly. The Bulls, they was he pulled the starters and he let the bench go out there, and they was beating the Bulls by like 20 plus, and then in the final 2 minutes the Bulls then like pulled this game to winning distance, and now it's like a possession, like it's close, and Pop is just standing on the sideline looking pissed. But he's not putting the starters back in.
They did beat the Pistons.
Because essentially
in
he's
Game
just
7.
saying, I gave y'all a big enough cushion.
When I'm speaking, Austin, I know what I'll be talking about. You talking about the Nets. It was the Pistons. Because Robert Horry, oh, stay over there, man. He talking about 06, you talking about the Nets.
Also, Pop not giving a fuck about resting his players during nationally televised games.
Pioneer.
It's shit weird that he's not going to be on that sideline. I mean, we
Yeah.
already got a glimpse of it with this regular season. But shout out to Gregg Popovich, man. We ain't even met Gregg, have we?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
Got to get Coach Pop on the podcast, man.
I
He don't
think
even do podcasts.
One of my favorite moments is when he kind of reunited with DeMar after DeMar left San Antonio.
Yeah.
And it was like their first moment kind of seeing each other again. And you could just tell it was a special moment. And it just showed how much Pop cared for his players and everything. Like, they're family to him.
Yeah, they give DeMar gives Pop a ton of credit for being there when he had his father
Yeah.
pass away. And he tells a story. They just sat in the hotel room and cried together.
Robert Horry said the same thing. His
The only
daughter
person that
was in
has
the
anything
hospital.
negative to say about Popovich is Stack. every other player under him has always loved everything about him.
I didn't know if Stack had anything bad.
I think he just hate his Spurs.
Kawhi
tenure
never
in
said anything
general.
about Pop. He said it was about the Spurs organization, right?
Yeah, but
When he was talking about the
That's my favorite moment is when they was making that thing a thing, and then as soon as they beat the Raptors in that return, he went and hugged Kawhi, and they was chopping it up because they was making it all.
Yeah.
I remember he grabbed the mic. Stop booing him.
Yeah.
oh
he
yeah,
said
stop
both of
booing. That was this season.
them. Was it this season?
Was it this season or last season?
It was
That
one.
was
of
not
them.
this fucking season.
I don't know, bro. Look it up, Mike.
I
Was it
do
the end
remember
of
him
last
doing
year?
it. He said that it was.
I thought this when he first got to the Clips.
No, that was so recent.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
very recent.
That was so recent.
I don't remember Greg
if it was
Popovich
season
this
or last
year
season.
that much at all, so that's why I say not this year. But I can check.
That says November 22, 2023. Gregg Popovich asked Spurs crowd to stop booing Kawhi Leonard.
So last season.
Yeah, last season, at the beginning of last season. Okay.
No, last season is 23-24. That's
Yeah, that's what
couple-
he said. November 23. That's the beginning of
I
last
thought he
season.
said 22.
It was November 22nd, like the actual
20
date, but it was the
22,
23rd of the year.
Okay.
Wow.
22-23 of no, yeah.
12, 22, 23.
12, 22, 23.
He was 11.
11, 22.
11.
23.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
There's a bunch of numbers. Y'all
Just
throwing
a
a bunch of
number-
numbers.
Hey,
When's the
Drive-
last time y'all wrote it, like the date on a piece of paper?
Yesterday.
Recently.
Recently?
When I take my basketball notes,
I do
Okay,
too.
okay.
It was Warriors, Rockets,
You know what? Actually, you're
5-2.
right. You're right, because I do,
Or was it
I do the
5-1?
same thing.
What is
said
it?
it again. I'm sorry.
5-2 yesterday. 5-2, 25.
5-2.
I just feel like whenever I do be filling out the date
5-2,
on some
2-5.
shit, I got like,
5-2, 25. Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah,
I fill out the date, I always have to look and see what
I
it
always
is.
be like, what's today's date? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
check
just
the
don't
That's
Right.
because
write
y'all
it.
don't cherish the day for what it is.
No, I just don't write the date as much as I
When
used
I
to.
wake up, I check the weather.
I check
and
the
that
weather.
tells me the day.
I check the weather too, but I also don't look at what the date
It's on my
is.
screen. So when
Mine
I
is
wake up,
too.
I look
Like it's
May
right here. You
3rd,
got the
55.
gibbet.
Yep, same shit. But you see the date. So to not know the date means you
I just didn't look. I just looked at the weather.
Yeah, I don't know.
They showed you put on them big ass pants.
You said what?
Huh?
What about my big?
These ain't that big.
No, I'm just talking.
That shit remind me of when somebody asked Pete what time it is because he had a watch when he pulled out his phone.
What was I at? I was at the airport, and the lady said, "Oh, what time is it, sir?" I said, "Oh, hold up." She looked at me like I could have did that, but damn self. She thought I was going to say, "Oh, it's 1:15."
You remember when that lady thought you played for the Bulls because you had the Bulls jumpsuit on at the airport one
Oh
time?
yeah, that's actually crazy.
Were we? What were? I don't even know where you were.
We was at the airport going to Charlotte
I believe so.
because we
Yeah,
saw
'cause I had a Bulls
Larry
hoodie on.
marketing.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I had on that Bulls hoodie.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I remember when Jerry West thought I played in summer league.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw you
yeah.
last night. You should have played it too.
I should have, but he was. That's the logo. I ain't gonna
Rest
do
in
that to
peace.
him.
Rest in peace.
He
Rest
was
in peace.
spilling his drink.
He can do that.
Yeah. And just we like, don't worry,
All through the
don't
hallway.
worry.
I'm like, I'm
we got
Somebody
just
go clean
like
this
me.
shit after you.
Last thing about the NBA, James Jones is no longer the head of making these decisions. Matt Ishbia hired his homeboy. I don't even know his name.
I just bought the White Sox. KB run this team.
Which a lot of people are just speculating that means that he just got a yes man, so he can make the decisions as the owner, which never works out well. So,
Does his homie have any ties to basketball? Any connection to the league? Anything? Talk to me. Something, please. I got to know.
damn. I'm gonna say yes, but nothing that he should be. He was hired by Matt Ishbia last year to do something within the Suns. So he has that, at least that experience, but not enough to be managing an entire organization. But yeah,
So
I saw a post that like all of the people in charge in Phoenix are from Michigan. He's got all his homies.
Oh wow,
Some of them
So-
played with him at Michigan State. Some
that's
of them
dumb.
are just from
Because
Michigan.
what I would have did, I would have hired Nico Harrison friends.
Because they just say whatever.
No, I probably would have got AD
Uh,
and Kyrie. Hey, we give you Brad Bill for them too. Trust me, bro. I'll come to the barbecue. I'll come to your barbecue and we'll send Christmas pictures.
So dude got to come in with almost no experience to handle a Kevin Durant trade.
Yeah. Which just tells me Matt Ishbia is going to handle the capital red.
But then that goes back to Nico Harrison. Just don't do what he did. Make a market, make them available, let teams call you and tell you what they're willing to do, and then process of elimination of what's the best. Don't
you
just
gotta,
say.
it's just gotta be a special situation to pull a Nico Harrison, bro.
Let's
like,
speak on
only
that.
one person has done it.
Let's
so
speak-
it's very unique.
Because it's like, even though we know Kevin Durant is on the move,
Yeah.
this was like nobody knew that shit. So it's
So
like,
I was gonna wait to. I'm probably still gonna make the video, but
Yeah.
people was asking me about Giannis trades and stuff on the timeline. I was just chilling, replying.
I saw some of
I was
it.
saying a lot of no. Like, I think people was mad. I kept saying no, and it ain't because I don't think he's gonna get traded or can't. It's just that, like, and it's just my opinion. Like, my word ain't bond. And like what I say is God. You know, I just don't think that those trades was decent. Look at Sophie. Anyway, a lot of fans are bringing in Luka's trade to the Giannis world, and I think that's not.
That's
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think we should take the Luka trade as a moment in time and just like isolate it. I don't think you should look at other stars being available or traded and be like, well, look at what Luka got, or look at this with the Luka thing.
We didn't know.
It was just so different.
Even
Yeah,
deeper
it
than that,
was.
every superstar trade has different. Rudy Gobert went for 5 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mikal
every
Bridges went for 4 or 5
And
first-round
Luka didn't.
picks.
and Luka didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can never just look at one trade and create that as the market.
I understand when people do that though, but I just think that the Luka trade was so one-off. It was so wild. It was so crazy that
It's the type
you
of thing.
shouldn't tie that.
It make
into
you
anything.
think, but at the end of the day, like you said, it was such a special, and it was such an anomaly that you can't look back at it at all because it's just like,
There
It-
was a motive and a plan
yeah.
versus like this other situations that we're seeing. They
Yeah.
clearly, Nico Harrison
And
clearly
I don't even
wanted
think
to
that
move on.
motive and plan, other people, say if we had 10 people and we had 10 GMs that were in that same situation, probably one GM, maybe two makes that same type of like mistake or makes that
I'm gonna
same
say for the
choice.
first time in history, you have a 100% rate where no GM in that office says
We had
yes.
one.
It's really just one. Him.
But it's just
Oh,
like,
we're including him in the 10. Okay, then I'll give you that.
he could be the,
The
only
outlier.
one.
Yeah.
And you know, when you look at what happened in the postseason this year, I don't think.
He's crazy.
No, he is crazy.
Oh,
I don't want that to be misunderstood.
I do keep seeing
The problem is not. It's not that he traded Luka.
I think that's the part that he's disconnected from.
Yes.
Yes. It's
Yes.
how you went about
Yes.
it. You told one person, got one package, and that was it.
And it also is fucked up
It's
because
the
that's
worst
your
of the.
homie.
It was
That's
the
your
worst
homie.
of the package that you
Yeah,
could have got.
if you put him out, if you put him further out there, you probably still can trade him to your homie, but it makes your homie feel pressure of adding Austin Reeves.
And the
adding
extra
other-
picks,
Yes, yes, that's the issue. All the things
you might have
got
been able
about
to
Luka-
3-team and
She
then.
got the same. She got the D books I got on right now.
No, shout out to him.
If you
You could have walked out of there with a boatload of
Yes,
picks.
that's it. It ain't that you
And
traded Luka. It's that how you went about trading them, keep it as secretive so nobody else knew, so you wouldn't have no pushback, and then acting like you didn't understand about the reaction.
I think that's the push. I think that's worse than actually trading him.
You
Is
wanna know
acting like that shit was just nothing.
That's how ridiculous all this is. That trade happened 3 months ago, and we still feel like on a podcast basis, every podcast, it finds its way into the episode.
Well, also
I've never talked about Nico Harrison so much in my life.
He also just randomly goes. He still talks about it too on shows. So like you randomly get a soundbite from him, and it just makes you be like, bro.
He's done shows.
I think it's
I've
also.
He's done two
interviews,
interviews. Since he said the one where they didn't say no phones or no,
Yeah.
and then he had his actual end of season one. Those are the
I
only
know
two
about
times he's
those.
talked.
But I
I've
ain't know he
seen
was
some of
on
the conversations come back up too with the Lakers getting eliminated in the playoffs and like Luka's defense and how just he didn't look like he was the greatest out there. So people are talking about what did Nico know? Was he right and everything like that? I seen that conversation come back up.
Mhm.
You know, since this is one of them trades that it might not take long because Anthony Davis and Kyrie, they're a little bit up there in age, but it's like it's gonna take a little bit more time to see the Mavericks part of the trade.
Yeah,
You could have got.
I could tell you right now that it's not going to end the way he thinks it's going to end.
Well, he has to get a ring for that shit to even look.
It feel like his best case is that Luka just don't have as much success with the Lakers, and it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
10
the
years down the
Mavericks.
line, they don't get a championship.
Yeah.
Like, see, I told you.
But it's like, no, you need to be getting the Mavericks in position to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think really hurts is that you traded that, then the age and the injury history of Kyrie Anthony Davis come back to show. But both teams have next year that they're going to have to look forward to. And when and if the Mavericks are ever healthy, that team is not bad.
No.
At all. That team will not be bad at all. Will they win a championship?
Nope.
I don't think so, but that team will not be bad at all.
Yeah, a Kyrie and Anthony Davis led team is pretty damn good.
With those pieces of
Yeah,
Derrick
yeah,
Lively, you still have Gaffer you can move on from, PJ Washington.
Najee Marshall.
OKC is doing their first
Max
ever
Christie.
blackout for game one of the
Ooh,
second
them
round.
black jerseys is sexy.
And, you know, they fans wear all their,
Yeah.
their fans gonna put them shirts on.
The whiteout is iconic to me.
I love the whiteout.
Yeah.
Jeff Weltman, the Magic are in win now phase. Must
I
add
saw that.
this offseason.
I saw that.
That's amazing to hear from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Because we can say it 100 times, they should, but if the people in charge ain't doing it, so
So
I
they
hope they
actually
get some
gonna
a
they
big
gonna
trade.
pick up the phone now.
they're picking up the phone.
They're
I
not
hope
gonna wait for calls to come
they're
to
picking
them.
up the
I hope
phone.
it ain't no
Picking
little
up the
trade.
phone and picking up the phone and shit. He gonna have to do something. Don't just tell me that. Do something. Show me with the action. Because a lot of teams have said we got to win more. But now what's gonna happen is you pick up the phone and teams are gonna want shit in return. we're seeing GMs be like that. Like I'm picking up the phone, but you know they want something back for Kobe White. Duh.
We can't just have them like we took Franz from them.
Anthony Simons
That's
cost.
that's what they did. Darrick, what's going on in the WWE right now with the women wrestling roster? I keep seeing people saying that a lot of the women
Oh, it's
are
a
getting
big release.
released right now.
It happens every year around this time of year.
Oh, okay.
Like people just get released.
After Mania,
I
it's
guess
like
when
new
they
season?
essentially don't have like a immediate storyline for you or like anything for you to do, you kind of just get released.
Hmm.
Like if they don't have a plan for you around this time of the year, they wash their hands with a lot of people.
Okay.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now that ain't CM Punk?
Right now I'd probably go Seth Rollins
Okay.
or either.
Were you a Mr. Kennedy fan?
I was a Mr. Kennedy fan. Also, probably Bronson Reed is also very good.
I don't know if I know that name.
I don't.
You
either.
did. You told you was like he was the big dude that was moving really well. in
Oh, the
ring.
Samoan guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a fucking
Oh
dog.
no, you talking about Jacob Fatu?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh,
Fatu.
Fatu's amazing
Yeah,
too.
Fatu is amazing.
But you told me you liked Bronson Reed once.
Well, I gotta see.
You
a
probably
picture.
don't remember.
Let me see a picture.
He broke his foot at War Games.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh yeah, this guy can move it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, I do like him. Yep.
What is a game that we all four can play at the same time together and have fun? I'm
Yeah.
eliminating 2K.
I don't
Don't
know if
worry,
it
I'm not
exists.
pushing. I'm not trying to push that on y'all.
Actively,
I'm too far behind on Marvel Rivals.
I think it has to be a party game. It has to be like that one protocol that the game we played like last year.
Oh,
I like that
something
game a lot. We ain't get that enough run for his money.
But as far as like a online us versus them, I don't know if that game exists actively because
Yeah.
I'm not hopping on Call of Duty. I don't even play Marvel Rivals no more. Really,
I downloaded this game. It's called Mini Royale.
I know Terrence plays Mini Royale.
He does.
It's like the toy
He does.
battle royale. Yeah, he.
Oh
streamed
yeah, I
it,
gotta
like,
hit up
last
T.
week.
I
Yeah.
gotta hit up T then.
He be playing with his other homies.
It's just like it's like a Call of Duty type thing, but it's with toys.
I used to play it when I was a kid. It wasn't called that, but it was an army game where there was a toy.
That's how it is. You the little army man.
the toy soldier.
He's
game.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I used to play.
Right
yeah.
now, I started a game at Exposition 33. This doesn't answer your question because it's a first person, like a one
It's
person.
a story mode.
Oh, it's a one-person game.
I played through the prologue last night. My goodness, I low key am
Hey,
waiting to get home.
How was it? How was it on the screens though?
Hey man,
My
Hey, man.
the new screens.
Max
I'm
frames.
ashamed. I'm ashamed. And my new monitor is not even insane, but the difference between my old monitor and the new monitor is so. It's such an eye difference that I'm like, I don't know what the hell I was looking at
The
for the
colors
past couple
pop.
years.
So we're talking about all three, us three up here, at least one OLED monitor. Darrick ain't switched over. I switched over just
Actually,
last
yeah.
night.
I want to say I was the first because I thought KB had already had them. So I'm like,
My monitors were nice, but they were performance monitors.
any spec shit, I'll be like, let me ask KB. So I'm like, you got an OLED? So I'm finna get one. He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck?
Didn't know what I was missing.
I'm
out
like,
on.
maybe I'm buying some bullshit. Because if KB ain't got it, I know he be trying to have the best shit. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it anyway. Then Mike was like, I'm finna get it. I'm like, okay. Then KB said, I'm finna get both. I said, damn.
Yeah.
I couldn't get both. Cause I was like, I was kind of stuck. And maybe as I'm looking forward to it, some people were saying the OLED shit was good for the gaming, but like the other
mine's
shit.
not OLED or LED or whatever it is.
Yeah, OLED. Yours not? I
No,
thought
it's
yours
not.
was.
Mine. It
bigger?
was a different brand that I seen. I got mine off Amazon. It was like a different brand, but it had like really good reviews. Really
No,
good specs.
OLED is not the brand, brother.
Yeah.
No,
OLED is the type of
I
monitor.
no, I yeah,
Did
I
you
know.
put the link in the chat?
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
did.
mine was OLED.
You can just call it OLED, brother.
I don't think it was. It was like
OLED.
OLED.
The clarity of yours is the good though. If it's
Yeah,
not
mine-
OLED.
Why yours look so different between the two then?
Because so Well, those are two different monitors.
I know, I understand, but
I don't know.
could've swore you put
So
the
one
link in
was
the
like
chat.
I think
He
it's an
did.
LG,
I
or no,
had
one is
clicked
an
on it.
Acer, and the other one I got, like I said, the brand that's like KT.
He put it in there the day we went to do that shoot.
But yeah, it's just the
That was so long
clarity.
ago.
The clarity in the picture is just so much better
I
that
see.
the quality of my old monitor just shitty.
Oh yeah, it's not OLED.
I was reading somewhere that was
Wow.
saying the OLED may not be the best for like editing and shit. So I was like, I'm gonna keep my other one.
What's wrong with it for editing?
It was just saying that it was really. I'm not the spec nerd
Oh.
guy, but it was just saying that it's more so for gaming, and sometimes the numbers and shit might not pop and look as crisp as the yada yada yada, which is the other one that I got. But yeah, when we was doing the wallpaper engine and shit, picking our shit, I had to put 2 different wallpapers because my OLED popped more than the other one. So I got like a Bart Simpson Nirvana album cover where he's swimming in the water with the Krusty Krab dollar. That one, I'm like my not so good one. But you got the I like your wallpaper because it's like it's the same but it's different on both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
had
could
it.
change
It stretches across, and it's a 360 panoramic of like a bunch of shit. So it's always moving.
What type of wallpaper did you look for to get that? Because I tried to stretch too, but it was
I just went
nasty.
to in the filters you can filter like the size of your monitor or like the resolution of your monitor, and then it says like stretch. So it gave me ones that fit perfectly. It was another one I saw that me and Avery was having fun with. It's a Spider-Man one, but it has all of the Spider-Man in the multiverse.
Oh really?
So it's like Penny Parker.
I like how when
it's
you load it up,
Porky Parker, all those guys.
it says like wallpaper engine has a lot of anime in here. Do you want anime in
Yeah,
your
one on
search?
there. I'm like, yeah.
Do you know how many hours I have on Wallpaper Engine?
How many?
300 hours.
Why?
Because it's just on in the
Oh
background.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it does stay on. Yeah.
Yeah,
My dumb ass closed the app and my wallpapers went away. I was like, what the hell?
yeah. I was checking. They said I had like 60 hours of wallpaper engine.
My favorite game, my most played game on Steam. Wallpaper Engine, baby.
Yeah, the Army game I grew up playing on Nintendo 64 was called Army Men Sarge's Heroes. And it looked like this. So hopefully the game you talking about looks something like this.
So basically, it really does. It's gonna be like a lot more modern or whatever. But
Of course, yeah.
all the boards and the maps, they have to deal with like a sandbox. You're in the kids' room, so it deals a lot with like the actual place, like the right setting. So it's funny. I didn't know Terrence played that though.
Yeah.
I mean, we can play Call of Duty together.
Nope.
Yeah,
No, we can't.
that's Kyron thing.
I'm off that.
I might
You
try.
off-
I
you
might
off
try.
guard?
I
I've
might
been off
try
COD
with
for years.
Just come back.
Not a
might try
chance.
with-
I mean, I haven't played either.
People
I
that
would
play-
I would play
Is it
with
like
y'all
this?
though.
You see how they're playing in the kid's bedroom?
Yeah.
Like that's how some of the maps look on
Is
there?
are you looking up Mini Royale or are you looking
No,
up
this
old?
is the game I grew up playing.
Look up Mini Royale. But what did your email just say?
Talking about Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty. The people that play Call of Duty, I
Th-
feel like that's
they
the only
play
thing
Call
they
of
play
Duty.
is
So
Call of
Mini
Duty.
Royale looks like it's that game. They
Mhm.
just remade a new modern version of it that I grew up playing.
So it could be like us four over there. We got to survive.
I will play this. This
Yeah.
is nostalgic for me. I would
It's like a
definitely play
mix
this.
of Call of Duty and like Fortnite, but it's like building in there obviously, but it's more cartoonish than Call of Duty.
I don't know how I would play mouse and keyboard on this shit, but
I'm so proud of D-Mills. He done made the transition to mouse
Yeah,
and
man.
keyboard.
Congratulations. Are you
I'm-
doing it like 95% of the time now? Or are you just full?
100%.
Huh?
What?
It's 100%.
Are you just full air?
Yeah, I just.
Round of applause for Darrick, man. That's huge as a
I'm
gamer.
not. I would still be fucking up sometimes.
Of course.
hey,
It's
we
going to
gotta
take some
get back
time.
into trapping.
I was just thinking about that. We got to get
That's
back
the
into
game
it.
that actually made me feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Cause I had to run around and I was like,
Start a new world.
this isn't as hard as I
Start a
thought
new
it
world.
would be.
Yeah, we could do that. We could start a
Good.
new world. With
I
us-
like
us
how I
four.
got my shit up though.
Of
I mean,
course.
that game that will still exist. It doesn't delete
Yeah.
your last one.
But if you,
I see you keep dropping the videos on it though.
we would be able to make a new world with us four, knowing all of the shit that we know. It would be fast. It would be so much. We had to figure out so much shit. It would be so
They
fast.
gotta have the updates out too now.
I
Yeah,
would hope
they've been
so.
updating it.
To where everybody can just have
The
access to
Coke
it.
product
No,
don't look
more
like
different
Coke no
thing.
more. I don't know if y'all saw that.
No.
The what?
They changed the color of the Coke product because they didn't want to get sued. It's now orange.
Oh, I mean that's a simple fix, right?
Yeah.
Keep the game up.
That's funny.
What was it called? Kook?
Coke.
Yeah.
These
That's how we're
companies be crazy.
Why?
Because they be
They-
so thirsty to try to sue somebody when they start to take off on something.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't even use their name or nothing.
That's how music is. Like you can put out a song with a sample, it could be out for 5 years. They got a 500 plays. Go ahead, do your thing. And if we get to 5 million and it for some reason blow up on TikTok or something, and I bet they start calling like, hey, you sampled our song.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate y'all watching or listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, tune in to Teed Up, to Small Ball and Tag Team Meals. And Mike might stream tonight. I have no idea.
If he stream, I hope we all four playing. I hope.
We'll see.
I'll try it for y'all.
I ain't gonna lie. It is a tournament tonight.
Oh, okay.
That should be
On a
deflating,
game
hell.
7 days?
What
of
David
tournament?
Terry was saying?
It's at 6:30.
That shit
Well,
sucks.
the game
That
is at
shit sucks.
6:30.
When's the tournament?
9.
Oh, shit. You better hope that game over.
I mean, if it goes,
I'm
we just wait until the game.
I'm
over.
getting blowout vibes from this game. I don't know which way.
From
no, we're
which
not.
way? You don't know
I
We're
don't know
which
getting
which way.
Kawhi with 40. Jokic,
40 triple-double.
40-point triple-double. James Harden, 20-point double-double. Zubac, double-double. Jamal Murray, 20-point triple-double.
Sound like the Clippers won. 3 of they guys came to play.
No, I said Jamal
Russell
and
Westbrook.
Jokic getting their triple-double. Oh, three people with a triple-double.
Yeah, three people triple double.
What is Michael Porter Jr. doing?
Nothing.
hitting 2 threes is plus 150.
Well, if they got 3 triple doubles, he got to be hitting some shots, right?
Somebody has to, right?
Yeah.
Well, the rest one is turnovers, though.
Oh, you crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
Nah, I
guys.
love me some Russ.
We're going to see, and we'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.
Peace.